Hello, I am Wandering Mind, he, they, and I'm going to be showing off Valkyria Chronicles 2. And I'm really excited to show this off. For those of you who may have seen it, it's going to be a completely new route, and I'm looking forward to this. And on commentary with me is Loof. Take
Hey,
it away.
I'm here, Valkyria Chronicles 2. Definitely a game within the Valkyria Chronicles series that is generally seen as the weakest, but we're going to show off a lot of the strengths that this game has.
Yeah, shoutouts to Doomy Doom in the chat. He broke this game, and a lot of the new routing, thanks to him. Just want to give my shout out. And I'm just trying to think of what else. I'm ready to go in. I have been preparing for this for a while, and I'm ready to go.
Yep.
Alright. Alright. Let me think here. Alright. Waiting. I'm ready when you are. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Alright, take
Valkyria
it.
Chronicles 2. Now, we're going to be getting into the first mission very quickly because cutscenes are skippable. I think in this point of the story, the town of Melville is being attacked,
Yes.
and our compatriot of Avan, who will learn to dislike in very different ways, is going to be defending. Now, the first thing that we're going to be getting into is that the Valkyria Chronicles series often has new mechanics, and we're learning one right here. So we just learnt about directional defenses. As you can see at the top, the aim indicator showed RR in blue. This means we're attacking the rear enemy, the rear of the enemy, which will deal more damage and make sure that they can't evade. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, so what we're gonna see with the enemy and player phase is like a little animation, but if we let it play out, it'll waste like 2 or 3 seconds. And that's gonna
Yep.
add up, but you can skip it with just about any button, not just start. And cutscene skipping is really good, so just by clicking start, which I am playing this on a PS TV, so I can just use the right touchpad. So yeah, like, there was a time where the cutscene skipping was so good, I didn't even remember what Avon's laugh sounded like, which, for those of you who have played the game, you know.
Yeah, Avan's laugh is definitely a thing that is. It's kind of like Tidus's laugh in Final Fantasy X. That sequence.
Yeah. But yeah. So, Claude, I'm just gonna focus because this mission can be a bit of a rough one.
Yes, during this mission we learn about 2 new classes, or gain access to 2 new classes, which will be the Engineer and the Shock Trooper. We're not going to be using the Shock Trooper, mostly because of the lower movement that the unit has. Engineers have the same movement as a Scout, but when you upgrade their class, then, well, it's not going to be as good, because Scouts, they gain AP every single time that they upgrade. So the Engineer does have a different weapon in the PSP games. This is another change. They use a 6-shot revolver, which generally deals more damage per bullet, but the accuracy difference compared to a Scout is far worse.
Alright. So, I have a grenade launch coming right up. I'm just kind of shaking off the nerves right now because this can be a pretty heavy reset point. And we'll get to learn about it very well.
This grenade throw is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
That was good though.
Yeah, I am just going to take it safe here. I am... Alright.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah, so I intentionally faced the Shock Trooper, and you can explain why.
So, intentionally facing the Shock Trooper, that's directional defenses. They work both ways. Basically, if you're getting hit by the side or the rear, you will be taking more damage. This is a way that they tried to counteract the scout rushing that exists from the first game, because if you're running past an enemy, now they're hitting you in the back.
Alright, I'm gonna focus for just a moment here, because I got a menuing.
Yep. So in this menu, we're basically taking out characters we're not going to be using, and we're going to be putting in the characters we are going to be using.
To begin, here is today's news.
If you've played the first game, you'll notice a couple characters we are putting in, being Salvaria, Lynn, Edie, and Maximilian. These are password characters, and on the main menu you can enter a password. It's a global save data, so we just allow it. Because entering the password every single run would just be the most annoying thing.
Alright, I should be good.
Yeah, Marion's in the squad. The game starts now.
Yep.
Marion is a really, really good unit.
Is that yeah, looks good here.
So each mission has different completion conditions. The first one was a hunt mission where we need to defeat all the units. The second one was a capture, and this is a hunt mission. This is another hunt mission. So all that we'll be doing is taking out all the enemies as quickly as possible. Yes, this run uses transfer students. Landseal invited a lot of more students than you'd expect.
Yeah, to an already packed roster. Kind of almost overloaded. Kind of bloated. But that's, let me just... Should be good.
Oh, that was really nice RNG on the
Oh, yeah.
shots there. So, the PSP engine has a different way that it distributes the bullets that can come from your shots. I believe the console engines, being Valkyria, Chronicles 1 and 4, have a set percentage of where the bullets can land. This game is just like, your bullet can go anywhere.
I don't think I'll even be able to explain the plot until maybe 20 or 30 minutes into the run because there's so much and I am glad I have you on board.
So you'll be seeing that unlike Valkyria Chronicles 1, we're not seeing the enemy move. This is a setting within the PSP engine called instant turn speed, where it's near enough instant. Everything is generally pre-calculated. The game engine does cut quite a lot of corners, and I do believe instant turn speed cuts some calculation corners.
Yeah, something I did not know until maybe last week or so. But yeah, change class, let's go over that.
So, within this game, characters are set into different class trees, but Ivan is so gifted that he can become any class.
R&D, kid.
Yeah.
Make yourself at home.
Yeah.
Ivan, how can I help you today?
Alright, maneuver and exercise. So, we're going to be using Shock Trooper here, mainly for the defense. We used to use a scout here, but yeah, I mean, we're going to deal with some Shock Troopers and take it away.
Yeah, so Shock Troopers are a class that has slightly higher defense, and I believe it's more so to the side as well. Like, they've got defense in all three directions, and they are much more powerful compared to Shock Troopers from the first game because their movement is not nerfed. Their movement is exceptional. So instead of having to worry about potentially getting damaged a lot, Shock Troopers can just run, and run they do. I believe their movement speed is slightly higher as well, so it doesn't really cause much of an issue.
Yeah, I believe so, but it's very important that we hide around this wall because otherwise we would be killed.
Enemy spotted.
But
yeah.
And the tutorials things, those help me out a lot because it stops them from firing. So if you start over, you're actually in a bit more danger. So it's an easy enough mission, but you just want to do it in the first try.
Yeah, there are a load of tutorial messages during the opening sequence of the game, and I believe this series is known to be quite notorious with how many tutorials it gives you.
Yeah, first game says hi.
Yeah. I think Valkyria Chronicles 4 has tutorials in the post game, which is impressive.
To begin,
That
here is today's news.
I still need to play the fourth game. I've been saying that for about 5 years, and I will play it eventually. Maybe going to 6 years, but yeah.
Yeah, there's tutorials in the post game, which is, you know, you never really leave a tutorial in 4. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, thank you for all the good luck, and hopefully this run goes well. But yeah, so looks like we have our first story mission, and story missions are a bit different from what we have been doing.
Yeah. So with the missions that we've been completing beforehand, you have to complete a certain amount to unlock the story mission. And a lot of this is generally built around Japanese Kyomyu, from what I understand, where they want you to complete these quick missions while people were going to work and coming back from work, say on like a train or something. And then when you get home, you can then do the large story mission.
All right. What's a little blood loss? Let me at him. When you play the game, you kind of start quoting these characters by accident, but yeah, like, this game was very much made for a Japanese audience from the commute thing, and just, how do I explain this game? It is, when you say it's fair to say, it's very anime high school.
It's the absolute definition of anime high school, because instead of a high school, we're in a military academy.
Yeah, it's like a military academy in all but name.
Yeah, so how do you destroy a tank? Oh, they just luckily put a Ragnite crate right next to it and it works.
Video game logic, I love video games. Yeah, so there were some localization choices. So Edie Nelson, kind of twin-tailed character who, kind of a popular character in Japan as far as the first game goes, she has a younger sister named Anisette. Or if you play the Japanese version, it's Licorice, which, ugh.
Yeah, I guess it comes from the anise that's in Licorice, so they kind of just made it Anisette instead.
Alright. I am gonna do something here. We're naming our...
there we go. The tank is called QFG for Quest for Glory. Let's go.
Let's go!
Avon, how can I help you today?
APC exercise.
Yeah. So this mission, it teaches us how to use the APC, which we're not really going to be seeing after this. Because of the map design in Valkyria Chronicles 2, the APC really doesn't get that much use. Because everything is a box.
Yeah. And, well, we'll find out about the firing speed.
Yes, it's painfully slow.
I'm rolling out.
Like, really painfully slow.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 seconds.
Yep, it's pretty bad. Luckily, they fixed that when they decided to make Valkyria Chronicles 3, which unfortunately never released in the West.
It's a shame. I'm gonna try something quick here. Hopefully I get it. I think I may. Boom! Oh, I feel good.
The double grenade.
Yeah.
That's a really nice grenade though.
Right, let's get her done.
And then.
And yes, that is correct, yeah, Yune. There's for the story, there's only really one tank body that is worth using.
Exactly.
And talking about the tank, we'll be getting it to maximum power next month.
And
Moving out.
I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, I feel great.
And that is the last time we are actually going to see the APC, well, regularly. And I believe this is the last kill all enemies mission for the entire gate run.
Yep. Generally, the missions where you need to defeat all the enemies are really, really slow. So wherever they're given to us in the months, we tend to skip them.
Yeah, the APC firing is the rest total of VC2 gameplay.
To begin,
Alpine is right.
Here is today's news.
Yeah.
Ah, Avon.
Right.
How can I
February,
help you today?
night combat exercise. Yeah, so I want to make sure that I go into the right missions, because if I have to go back to the previous screen, we go through not one, but 2 loading screens, and it's also pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, the loading screens in this game aren't too bad when you look at games that exist these days on the PlayStation 4. But they can be a little bit tiresome at times.
Moving out.
Alright,
So
so
for this mission, all that we need to do is capture the flag, but they were like, we're going to place some barricades behind the barn, but they only did it in one of the gaps.
Wild about.
Alright, this should be good. Alright. Okay, looking pretty good here, and we're just gonna take out this enemy, and then we are going to capture that camp.
Yeah, units that are stuck in sort of the L shape of a barricade or sandbags are very frustrating to get out of a camp.
Yes, I see you there.
Yeah, I'm just shaking off the nerves right now, shaking just because with the way my desk is, I have my PS TV at my desk, and I'm using a cable for, you know, my PS4 controller. You can actually use a PS3 controller, but PS4 is just easier, but it's just, cable's a bit awkward, so just kind of shaking off the nerves.
Yeah, PS3 controllers also, they have like awful L2, R2, which are luckily not used in this game. But I also don't like the D-pad on a PS3 controller.
Yeah, so we're switching back to Scout.
Yeah, so because Alan can beat any class, I believe this is the last time we change his class.
Yes.
Ah, Avon. How can
February
I help
4.
you today?
Marching exercise. So this is going to be the first mission where there's going to be RNG with the enemy emplacement and landmine placement. Take it away.
So, Valkyria Chronicles 2 is known for its randomness, and the randomness exists everywhere. This can exist with mine placement, enemy placement, barricade placement, which is, yeah, surprisingly a thing, and essentially a lot of the run is knowing how to deal with all of the randomness that can happen.
Coming at you.
Even the units that get placed can be randomized with what class they are. This is assigned individually per area, per mission, so knowing what can be random and what can and can't be random is a big thing.
Enemy spotted.
Should be good here.
Moving out.
Yeah, so, and you can explain credits as well.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah, you know how I said that Valkyria Chronicles 2 likes randomness?
Moving out.
Depending on the contribution that each character does in a mission, they will be qualified to earn credits, and the more what's the word I'm looking for? The more effort a character puts in, this puts them higher in the credit earning page on the results screen. The top 2 units have
Here is today's news.
I think it's 3 roles, and then every other unit has 2 roles.
I think, yeah, it sounds about right, but yeah, how many you get, the number, and what type is completely random. But
Yes.
with the story mission, we need a certain thing called a certificate, which that's kind of thing you need, and this mission is really the only one that guarantees it.
Yes, certificates and diplomas are the 2 major upgrade credits that are required to successfully upgrade your unit from its base class to a veteran class to an elite class. Going from base to a veteran requires a certificate, and going from veteran to elite requires diploma.
Yeah. And it can be all over the place, especially with the third tier classes.
Yeah, knowing how like the third tier classes work, they are some of the worst to actually work with, and essentially getting them in a run, in any percent run, is just up to RNG. We can't really force a elite tier class.
Yeah. And if you saw me clip through some landmines, hitboxes for the landmines in the PSP games, it's much smaller compared to
the hitboxes on landmines are generally a lot more generous, but take that with a grain of salt sometimes. Whereas you might think that you're out of range, but sometimes you are in range.
Alright, I'm gonna focus here for just a moment.
So that grenade there was just to get it so this sort of commander sniper is no longer crouching.
Come on.
Crouching.
Oh,
That was
horrid.
horrid. Yeah. So crouching reduces the damage intake that you take by 20%. And that is before the defense calculation, so quite often it ends up being a bit more than 20%. And it also makes you immune to the headshot mechanic, which is a 2.5 times damage multiplier before defense calculation.
I normally don't get this horrible RNG. Like quarter, but not like half. Alright. I'm gonna do my first R&D trip.
Yep. Welcome to March. This game has 12 chapters, and they are divided up by months of the year.
To begin, here is today's news.
Alright. Yeah, R&D, if you ever played the first game, much faster here.
Yeah. Also, the R&D is like the first game, but it's just a lot slimmer in its design, which I quite like. Especially, well, when you go to Valkyria Chronicles 3, the R&D is not good.
Yeah, there's no visual element.
Yeah, there's no visual element. You don't see exactly like how much damage you're upgrading to or from, like how much you're upgrading from. So sometimes it's actually just an accuracy increase, and sometimes there's actually no bonus at all. It's just, here's your next tier.
Alright, very important that I get a sticker. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So there is a couple stickers that are also in passwords, and as I mentioned earlier, we allow passwords as it is tied to a global save file.
Ah, Avon. How can I
March
help you today?
1, storming the bridge, right? Yeah. Okay, we are at the major RNG part. And kind of why we have Max, and just a bunch of things going on that's very important.
I get to explain what we're doing in this mission. So we're going to be completing this mission a couple times, because there is a very useful enemy in this one called an ace. I believe this is the first mission with an ace as well.
I believe so, and aces are like named units that are pretty powerful because having a name gives you power. And if you defeat one, you get weapon plans. And
yes. Every ace you defeat gives you the weapon plan for defeating that ace. But if you defeat the ace again, you can earn certain weapon drops.
Yes.
But this can be a 1 in 3. This can be sometimes a 1 in 2 or a 1 in 3 roll. So we want the weapon that this ace can drop, which is its cannon.
Yes.
And we want its cannon because it is one of the most broken things in this game.
yeah, there are a lot of things that break this game, but yeah. And we use Maximilian here because the other Lancer we have has a pretty bad potential. So if you're on, like, concrete ground, loses defense, and we can get hit pretty hard if you're not careful. And Focus Breach. that actually increases your anti-armor damage.
Disappointment.
Yeah, Maximilian is probably, for the any percent run, one of the best lancers that is given to us.
But yeah, shout out to Vanquish, awesome game. Awesome speedrun.
Yeah,
I'm just...
Vanquish is a fantastic run. Like, it's such a different game, but it's great.
Yeah, slide, pew, pew.
The way that I'd like to describe Vanquish as a game is, imagine Devil May Cry, but guns.
I love that description.
Two's going well so far. We haven't had anything too horrible anything go too horribly.
Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see how long that lasts soon.
Yeah. Licorice Power Hour. Yeah, and it's that... yeah, so she has Country Bred, which is a potential that if she's on dirt ground, that increases her attack power. Plus, she has another potential that can proc randomly, which also increases her attack. Have we gone over potentials yet?
We haven't, and I will cover that. So potentials are split into two categories. You have personal potentials and battle potentials. Personal potentials are tied to that character, and no matter what class they are, they will have those potentials at all times. Additionally, if you decide to do some of the alternate stuff that we're not going to be seeing in the run, such as the squad stories, you will unlock the character's true potential, which can sometimes replace a bad one or upgrades an existing potential. Then the battle potentials are tied to what class the character is. So with Anisette being a trooper, when she upgrades to Trooper Veteran, those potentials will change. Each character is given 2 potentials per class. As you can see there, Zeri got close combat. And there is a 3rd potential which can be unlocked, but I'm not going to be getting into the description of how that can be unlocked.
Yeah.
Additionally, the 4th slot, with any potential the character has learned, being the slot 3 potential, you can then place. So, say if Zeri unlocks his slot 3 potential, you can then carry that into any class that he upgrades into. Through adding it through the slot 4 potential.
There, another fool.
But yeah, Maximilian is the antagonist of the first game, and it's just kind of funny how... Oh, that is good. I mean...
Oh, you got both of the damage boosts? Like, what?
I know, right?
I think that's both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're doing the mission again to, well, to defeat the ace and get his turret, which is, as I say again, busted. Like, it is the most broken thing in this game.
Oh! Let's see if we... Oh!
Okay, you just stole credits from Anisette though.
What? Oh, I just want to show off! I gotta be cool. I gotta look cool, okay?
So Bloodthirsty is one of Lavinia, who is our tank commander. It's one of her potentials, and it allows us a 2nd attack.
Don't worry.
You'll see how broken that is with the turret that we hope to roll.
Yeah, hopefully Anisette gets her credits later.
I think she'll get given 5 for the capture anyway.
Nope, didn't get it. Let's
Nah,
try again. More time to explain things.
What do I explain now? Oh yeah, Valkyria Chronicles 2 just threw a bunch of concepts of, we're going to add this content. It has a lot of feature bloat, and luckily when they went to Valkyria Chronicles 3, if you ended up playing that, they trimmed off all the fat.
Yeah, like...
Valkyria Chronicles 3 is a lean, mean game. Like, and I say mean with...
Oh, it is mean, alright.
with no asterisk. Like, it is a very, very mean game.
It was mean to me, and I mean, like, they thought, oh, if this game is a bit easy, oh, that game, VC3, oh, it gets difficult.
It starts off kind of rough. That game does not hold back.
No, and like I've known people who have had to switch from normal to easy, and there is no shame in that whatsoever.
Yeah, I know how horrible 3 is as a game to just play on normal.
Yeah, it's like, it's really for like experienced players because it kind of expects you to know what you're doing, but
Yeah.
especially the damage.
Getting into the damage, Valkyria Chronicles 2 has sort of 4 damage structures for some reason. So for weapons that you can obtain, they are balanced for the PvP aspect because, as I mentioned, Valkyria Chronicles 2 has lots of feature bloat and they added multiplayer. That is one of the bloat features. I still want to play the multiplayer sometime in a co-op sense.
Yeah, we gotta
But
get something
those-
going.
But those weapons are balanced for sort of the multiplayer aspect, and then the weapons you can't obtain, or like the bunkers and turrets we'll see later, they're balanced against you, and those will hurt far more. Like, it's incredible how much you notice the damage difference between the stuff you can get and the stuff you can't get.
Yeah. VC3 ZXR just turned its own. Yeah, and like, yeah, I just remember like any of the stuff that you're doing in like VC2 will get you killed right away in VC3. And if I ever do run VC3, which it's an even longer run than this game, I'm just gonna do it easy.
Yeah, it's an hour longer. It's got like I think this game's 55 missions and VC3 is like 61.
Yeah, and they're much longer.
Yeah.
Come on, come on. God,
N
gosh
nope.
darn it.
You do have the backup save if you don't get it this time, right?
Yes, and let's explain the awful save system, why don't we?
To begin,
Yeah, so
here
with
is
this
today's
game,
news.
you select your save slot
Ava,
when
how
you
can I help you today?
start a game. And you can't move that save to another slot. It's not fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe that on the memory stick or whatever, it's just one save file, where I believe with the third game, they're individual save files per save. I'm not sure.
No. With the way that it's structured, you have your global save file,
Right.
and then you have a save file per slot, and this works for both games. But
Right.
it's like you can't write to another slot in
Yeah.
VC2.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually looked under the hood, but yeah. There's some things I just... Especially with, like, I practice heavily on the emulator, and, like, especially, like, you know, I'm busy. Like, I have, you know, full-time job, like, I'm just taking one graduate course and everything else going on, and, like, even though this run is, like, 3.5 hours, the fact that I can do save states for just about every mission and just practice and run through as much as I need to, I can put it all together, and that will make more sense the further we go in as the game gets a bit tougher.
Yeah, practicing on an emulator is just far easier because you can actually just go into the save file data and then sort of just back it up every single time. Like, and you can even change the save slot just by changing the number.
Yeah.
Disappointment.
So like with emulator as well, because this game soon won't be available digitally with the PS3 store shutting down. We do allow emulator runs, which is makes it very accessible to people that want to pick it up.
Yeah, and even getting this on the Vita/PS TV was...
Let's get her done.
Oh!
Yeah, getting this on a Vita or on a PS TV is just not fun because you have to have the digital version.
I should be fine.
That soon won't be available.
First mistake of the run!
Oh, you went double with the tank.
And that is why we don't like the light tank A.
Yeah, well, if you have a EU PS TV and an EU account, you should be able to get the PAL version, and it should work.
Oh, wow! I got lucky!
Yeah, I think most of the action just happens in Area 2 there.
Yeah, because it cuts corners. So like doing this on like there's normal enemy speed, which is kind of like everything's played out. Fast. Yeah.
Oh, it's blacklisted on. Okay, so yeah, PAL version doesn't work apparently.
Oh, okay. Yvonne died. Okay, it's just a flat. It's just a scratch.
Yeah. What's a little blood loss, you know?
Yeah. Come on, come on. Yes! Go mode.
Hey, we got. Okay. Might have had to complete the mission 4 times, but I think that was your threshold that you were doing for the save, for the backup save.
Yes. So we are going to go ahead here. We are in full throttle here.
Yeah. So with that cannon that we just got, yeah, it deals like 1,000 damage now.
Right.
It's crazy powerful.
Right.
You'll notice the difference here.
Right. Gonna check something really here. So I'm just gonna check promotions because it says that in notes here.
I've been waiting.
Oh.
Hey, we got Trooper better on our troopers. There we go. So when you upgrade a class, I believe you can press the start button to just skip the entire animation. It saves like 4 seconds. It's actually like quite a bit because we did 2 upgrades there. That's 8 seconds saved by pressing start.
Yes. All right. All right. Let's see here. Tank. All right. So this mission is our defend missions, which are the downtime missions mostly.
Yeah, defend missions are basically the way we handle them is we just set up defenses as need be, and just skip all the turns.
All right. Fun fact: this is where we used to get the tank drop.
So yeah, you see that tank that was there? It was there.
Yeah. And that's what it's going to be like for the game. And
yeah,
it's so broken. I used this all the way into post-game. Like, you know what? I didn't use anything else.
I mean, like, I believe there's a post-game cannon that has like 10 additional damage, but it's only 10 additional damage for like versus tank.
Right, and with the classmate missions, like Lavinia has hers, which it's a doozy, but you get a really good potential that I believe. What does it do again? Increase.
I'll check that quickly because I've got my little notes for that, don't I?
Yeah.
So Lavinia's potential that she gets is called Tank Mastery, and this will give a 70% damage boost. Which, if you're wondering how important is that 70% damage boost, about the unit you need to defeat in that mission, which is called a Ghost Tank, it's one of the scariest units in the entire series to defeat. Getting this upgrade enables you to just 2-shot it in the rear clean if you hit its radiator. And Ghost Tanks have a load of health. Like, they're fast with how they snap onto you during interception. They hit for a ton of damage, and they take ages to take down.
Yeah. But thankfully, we don't deal with them here. And,
yeah, that's post-game stuff.
Yeah, post-game just bumps up the difficulty by a decent amount.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got another defend mission.
Yeah, more defend missions. Doesn't this one also lag? Like,
it does. It lags on PSP emulator and Vita hardware.
Yeah, no matter your like system, this mission during the enemy phase, you'll notice the lag as enemy moving will just sort of freeze in place for a minute.
Yeah. But yes, should I try to explain the game's plot, because that's been like as much as I love the gameplay, like the plot has been a point of contention for fans of the series, because you go from the first game, which set such a high bar, and then you get to this one, and I'm gonna try my best to explain things, because so there was a plot twist at the end of the first game that's like a major spoiler, and kind of what happens is that you have a... You want to explain the first game real quick? Or should I?
Play the first game, it's really good.
Yes, play the first game, but basically what happens is that there are a bunch of, some nobles and a bunch of common folk that Want to overthrow the current monarch and kind of want to get rid of like a group of people called the Darksons, which are kind of like an indigenous group in Gallia. And Gallia is a small country in the fictional continent of Europa, in a kind of fictional alternate universe, kind of, you know, World War II-ish.
Yeah, I believe Gallia is based on Switzerland. That comes from a line from the fourth game.
Yeah. But, and then what happens is that because of the events of the first game, the Gallian army is decimated. And the thing is, they can't use a militia against their own people. So, Landseal Military Academy is the last line of defense. So we're going to send a bunch of kids in to fight a war.
Yeah, to respond to that, Chiaki, that would be that Sony have just delayed the closure.
Yeah.
They're eventually going to shut it down.
Yeah, so just get whatever you can, and so we have our March mission, which is gonna be our first difficulty spike. So if you play this for the first time like me, oh, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, the story mission for March is a rude awakening, to say the least.
To begin,
Yeah.
Really,
here is today's
it's
news.
like, yeah, now we're gonna kick into full gear for the how it goes.
Yeah, and we get introduced to a major thing, which we will get into, or you can explain.
Oh, the unit we're going to be going up.
Yeah, should we wait until we see it, or what do you think? I mean, we're going
to be seeing it soon anyway.
Yeah, APC LOL, our first escort mission.
Yes, escort missions. They are really painful to work with because the APC takes 2 CP to move. That's just my opinion. Luckily, again, the third game fixes that where the escort APC only takes 1 CP to move.
And the turret is a bit more useful because it's useless in this game. And so we got our V2 units, artificial Valkyria units.
Yeah, V2 units are very, very scary. They are basically immune right now because of that supply vehicle you see. The supply vehicle gives them this blue glow around them and enables them to use their beam attack, which is very, very, very powerful. So right here we're doing stutter stepping, which is a movement technique to, well, render V2 interception near enough useless.
Yes, and certain weapons actually are faster than others, so...
yes, having a grenade or ragnite out is the fastest way to stutter step.
Yeah.
So there.
Although it is possible to stutter step with everything that isn't a mortar lance.
Yes, and the thing is, the nice thing about the,
I'm rolling out.
about Ragnate is that it doesn't lock on to enemies.
Yes, there is a, I think it exists in 2, where there's like a lock-on bug where sometimes you can accidentally, like, just snap to something really close by.
Yes. And so we have our first, well, our weather conditions. So different maps have like certain conditions which affect your units and the enemy units. Here we got, I think it's the fog, which...
Yeah. This is a thick fog, which reduces the accuracy calculation by, I believe it's like 50%. I might need to dive into that a bit more. But
yeah.
basically, when you try to attack with a gun, grenades and flamethrowers are immune to this.
I see you there.
You will definitely notice how wide the targeting reticule can be.
Yeah, and then, I was gonna say something here, so... But the thing is, the fog works for both sides, and so... we saw a unit called Dirk in the first area. He's a special unit. He is deadly. You are not supposed to kill him. And he can actually damage the APC, but because of the way things work out and the accuracy, it didn't really happen.
Yeah. So that's March done with, on to April.
Yeah.
Which continues the feature bloat I talk about, where
To begin,
we have a new type
here
of
is
mission
today's news.
being a crates mission.
Alright.
Ah,
Yeah, so I believe we have
How can I
4 of
help
them
you
throughout the
today?
entire run.
Yeah. So with the crates mission, essentially, there are 2 spawning points in every single area, and we are given X amount to collect through the mission, depending on which mission it is. And essentially, we have routes through the mission to make sure that we can collect them
Yeah. And
all quickly.
yeah. And this is actually going to be a major part of, certain credits that we're going to get. So first off, I'm going to rotate between the different areas and see if I get a symbol. All right. Actually, I'll take
Was
that.
that a none in area 3?
Yes!
Okay, yeah. So what you can do is you, as WanderingMindSR did, rotate through the areas, and the map indicator will tell you if there's crates in the area or not.
We got our first dumb grenade launch. Well, we already did one before, but I sometimes use the side of a sandbag for reference because if you do it directly, it's just going to fly up and down.
Yeah, grenade launchers in this game, even to people who are really, really experienced, tend to make no sense. I've tried understanding them through Valkyria 2 and 3. They both use the same grenade launching mechanics. They still don't make any sense.
Yeah, don't trust VC units. I don't trust this game. Alright.
And there we go. We got probably the best RNG for this mission.
Yeah.
Collect all
I'll
the
show you
crates.
what a man of the Empire can do. Enemy sighted.
That's actually
So-
really good.
Yeah, that was the best RNG possible.
Yeah. That because I am very happy with that.
Yeah, Area 3 is just a pain to navigate. It's
Yeah.
the worst one.
We got March X.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright, and then we're not gonna see one for a while here, and then we just got 2 more missions to go
To
here.
begin, here
But
is
yeah,
today's news.
like the gameplay is just really good, but yeah, like the story I could go on, but we got another mission we're gonna do. So Cerulean Shadows. This one has a
Yes.
pretty funky grenade launch.
Yep, I forget the mission of this. Oh, it's a target, isn't it? We'll get into subclasses later, even though we don't use any through the run.
Yes, so VC2 did turn snipers into an advanced class of scouts. And the subclasses, that's part of the feature bloat that Loof was talking about.
Yeah, so subclasses or more feature bloat, because that's all Valkyria Chronicles 2 likes to do.
Watch and learn.
I
see you there.
With each of the base classes that we have in Valkyria Chronicles 2 being Scout, you know them from the first game, Trooper, Lancer,
What?
Engineer, and maybe Dodge.
Okay, back up. I have a very good idea. Don't worry, I got this.
Okay.
I think. Alright, here we go.
Yep, so with the 5 base classes that we have being Scout, Trooper, Lancer, Engineer, and the new Armored Tech, they can upgrade into 2 parts each.
Oh shoot, Sparenade's my bad.
Oh,
Don't worry, I got this, yeah, so... that was unfortunate, but he just dodged anyway.
Oh yeah, Avant's fine. That's just a flesh wound.
I got this, don't worry. Alright, here's what we're gonna do.
Okay, that was a
Nothing to get
backup
wild
for
about.
sure. Hey, the co-op attack.
I got you back.
But yeah,
So with how you can upgrade your classes, each one can go into 2 different trees. So Scouts can go into Scouts and Snipers, which then go into a further upgrade tree, which you can get a choice of 2 again.
yeah.
Troopers can go into Trooper Veterans or Gunners. Lancers can go into Lancers or Mortarers. You can't have a Lancer with a Mortar
To
Lance,
begin,
they have to go
here
down
is
the Mortar
today's
tree.
news.
Engineers have the Engineer route, where they upgrade your tank and the Anthem. and the techs can go from tech or can go into
can I
tech
help you
or
today?
fencer. And fencers bring a big knife to a gunfight.
Yes. Fencers were broken in this game.
I wouldn't say they're broken,
But-
they're more so casually broken,
Alright, okay.
if that makes sense. Because in a lot of the later missions where you got these bosses, every single time I've seen it, it's just been fencer, go swing. But the true broken class is the commando.
Yes, oh, the commandos.
Yeah.
Alright. First...
Moving out.
Alright,
And
so...
because everyone used fencers for the second game, they decided to nerf them incredibly heavy in the third game to the point
Enemy
of
spotted.
almost being unplayable.
Right, bro?
Yes. Oh, how I missed the...
I don't want to say they are unplayable because you can still use them.
Don't
you need
worry.
to get this grenade.
Don't worry, I got this. See? Easy. I think.
Yeah.
What?
2 HP.
Oh, okay. That was bad.
I mean, you got it.
Alright, there's no landmine. Okay, good. So... Oh boy, let's see here. Good thing I am a... gonna do a bit of improvising here.
Yeah, it's really useful that the trooper veterans have access to 3 grenades, which makes grenade grenade launching a
Yes.
far easier endeavor.
Enemy silent.
Yeah, so this game...
That worked.
Yeah. But yeah, that was enemy placement, all right. And yeah, now we have. If you thought the March mission was bad, oh, April is gonna give you a bad time. But yeah, let me focus here for just a moment here, because we got some menuing we have to do here.
To begin,
Yeah, I'd also
here's
check
today's news.
Avan for veteran.
I already did that.
I've been waiting.
Well,
So we're going to be leveling up our units. Scout to 12, Tech to 3. This will unlock the defense boost order, which, if you know orders from the first game, they're back, but they're a bit more tame as they cost way more
Welcome to
command points.
R&D, kid. Make yourself at
rifle,
home.
Galleon 4.
They're still useful, it's just that we tend to use them sparingly because of their CP cost. Defense boost is 4 in this, I think?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, like, all the orders are insanely expensive.
Yeah, and that's just the cheapest because there are some that have way more.
Yeah, I think that is it the inspiration order or something similar like that, which gives you a full morale gauge, costs 8.
Yeah.
And then when you jump over to VC3, that order essentially gets boosted by 400% in its potency.
Right.
Because it effectively doubles the amount of morale, which I'll get into morale after this, and it has half the cost.
Alright. Oh my god, I am doing good here. Alright, yeah, so we got some pretty important stuff. So, we got the light tank B. I did equip that, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so just nerves, you know. Because, yeah, so the red cutscenes.
Yes, these are the red cutscenes are the story cutscenes that you need to watch to progress the story. And you need to also watch them to unlock the the month finale mission or the chapter finale mission.
Yeah, because what you saw right there, yeah, so you have, when I try to go in, you saw the question, you saw the mark, but that's removed, and we can go into a majorly difficult mission, and I am just gonna try to focus here, because I can explain a bit, but yeah, so...
Oh, this mission.
The bane of my existence.
This mission is a nasty one, because we come up against our, new enemy, Baldrin.
Oh boy, yes. He is a nasty fellow. Like, he can revive fallen units. He can move between areas. Strong defense, strong melee.
And he one-shots you.
Yes, and he has a pretty deadly machine gun for intercepting fire.
Rolling out.
Yeah, I believe his movement also is like 800 CP. For some reason, they decided we're going to give him a full movement gauge as well.
Yes, and very high evasion, so you are not expected to defeat him.
Yeah.
Go down.
Okay, height damage.
Okay. Yeah. So with that tank shot there, if you aim too high, this game does have a height multiplier which affects damage input and output. Well, affects damage input and damage received. It works both ways, so if you have a height advantage, you do take less damage.
Alright.
I'm not sure on the percentage in the PSP games, but it is significant enough to matter.
Yeah. We should be fine, yeah. Let me just check the health here because there's a lot to explain. So, weather condition here, 186, okay, that's good. Defense boost on Zeri.
Yes. So the weather condition here is snow, which essentially negates the natural 20% regeneration that infantry units get. If an infantry unit is in a camp, they will still gain the 30% that a camp benefits. Of course, if you're in a camp and you're not in snow, you'll gain 50% back.
Yeah. And
So you may have seen Salvaria's health go fairly low, but the 30% from the camp helps.
yeah, so
Enemy sighted.
once I
There you
get
are.
past a certain part, so Sylvaria is just one of our characters that we password unlock, and what's nice about her is she has really good accuracy compared to other scouts at this point in the game.
It's accuracy and her health. Like,
Yes.
she has one of the largest health pools for a natural scout. Avan does have more, but we tend to keep him as a trooper
Enemy
a
neutralized.
bit
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, so with this game, they kind of reuse the character models, so everyone kind of looks the same. Something that... Yvonne. So the goal here is that we're going to capture some camps while avoiding Baldrin. Now, I did the original route for this game, and something that I found out is that you can manipulate Baldrin and do the same thing every time. So,
See one.
if you do the same thing on turn 1, he'll move a certain way. We can use that to our advantage.
I see one.
And yes, that is correct, Alpine Escape. There is a model per gender per class. All that really happens is a head swap.
Yeah, but yeah.
And unlike the first game where the signature characters had their own unique model, they just don't.
I'm just gonna do area 3.
Silent Bob, the characters that we have, like Salvario and Maximilian, are unlocked through the password system the game has. And because passwords are tied to the global save data, we permit them during the run.
Cute.
Hey, nice bloodthirsty there.
Yo, that's very random, but when we get it, it is nice, and we want to pray for it at certain points.
Yeah.
Entering combat.
Alright. But yeah, so when I routed this game, like, oh, this mission it took me a long time, and just a lot of trial and error. And
Yeah, you can manipulate the AI, but understanding exactly how it works differs per mission and can be really, really difficult to do.
yeah. So we are on our last part here, so deploy Zeri, and we use defense boost because we got our turrets.
Nothing to get riled
Yeah.
about. Enemy sighted. Enemy
Oh!
sighted.
Okay, you know what? Not a big deal. Suppression stat! Why don't we...
Okay, so the suppression stat is something that is very painful at times. Essentially, the suppression stat has a chance of
Moving out.
completely hamstringing infantry units' movement. It's not fun to deal with because you can see how quickly Zeri's movement bar is going down at the bottom.
I got this. When I say I got this, you should worry.
Yeah, when I got this, it said, it's totally like the "this is fine" meme, where everything's on fire, we'll just handle it somehow.
Yeah.
But that can happen.
Yeah, so we gotta need it. I got this count going. I think that's number 2.
Yeah, other stats like attack down, defense down, but AP use up is the huge one because I think it's like a 3 or
To
4
begin,
times
I have a
multiplier.
new award to pass on to all of you.
Alright, let's go through 2 of these. So medals you'd have to sit through. So 7 seconds each. So 14 seconds.
Yeah, that is correct. Morale affects potential activation rate a little bit. We're not sure on the exact numbers, but you can notice the difference between Morale 3 and Max. You gain... The way that morale goes up is based on the actions you perform, such as defeating a unit, defeating aces. I think because aces give more, and capturing camps, the morale gauge goes up. It should never ever hit 0 because then something's really gone wrong. And there's even sort of a bug with the morale, I guess, where if you let a unit go down and you then save it, your morale gauge goes up by like 0.05 or so. It's really weird.
Yeah. But yeah, morale is so easy to get in this game because destroying armored units make it drastic go up, and capturing camps. But in the 3rd game, they kind of reduced that, so you kind of...
Yeah, in the 3rd game, in Valkyria Chronicles 3, with how morale gains work, they essentially just halved everything. Because capturing a camp in Valkyria Chronicles 2 gives you half a morale gauge. In Valkyria Chronicles 3, it's only a quarter.
Yeah, so we're actually doing pretty good here. Tank didn't show up.
Yeah, that is true. To fail the mission by morale 0, you'd probably hit the other loss conditions by then. To be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, more defend missions, it's just park the tank in the base camp and then... Yeah. Yeah, the morale concept was removed in... well, partially removed in Valkyria Chronicles 4. It has different mechanics in that game.
Alright. Yeah, May is usually like... There's a lot going on, but if I get to this point, I kind of get to relax and kind of get in the groove of things. And
yeah, May is a like small break point before you get into June and July, and then onwards from there.
Alright. Yeah, I am just very glad that we got the material parts for what we did. So, did we mention material parts?
Yeah, they're random.
Yeah, and...
That's all I really need to say about them.
And when... yeah.
To begin,
We only need to care
here's
about
today's
material
news.
parts for a couple tank pieces.
Yvonne, how can I help
So...
you today?
Alright. Yeah, and the thing is, it's completely random how many you get, how many of each, and where you get them. And, I've had missions where... runs where... where do I even begin?
Yeah, if you're not getting like the materials you want for tanks and stuff, you're not going to have the constructor arm, and well, not having the constructor arm can lose a lot of time.
It does. And I've had runs where I didn't get it, and I had to redo certain missions like 3 or 4 times like I did in a practice session. I told you about that, Loof.
Oh yeah, the practice session was just...
Okay.
I mean, you got the cannon first try in that practice run.
That made up for that, but yeah, so we're using defense boost and bunkers. Bunkers are a pain.
Yeah. So bunkers, because you can't obtain them for the sort of player PvP aspect, they hurt a lot. I think the damage value is something like 40 in this mission, and you'll just see Ivan's health just get drained so quickly from the bullets that he takes from the bunker.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah, so like right here, I would have been dead by now.
Well, right here, yeah, I think you're in the edge interception range. Nah,
Alright.
never mind.
I see one.
I forget how far bunkers can
I
aim,
see
but
one.
having a defense boost on Ivan gives us just enough defense to not take massive amounts of damage.
All right.
Alright, I should be good here, right?
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah, so There are different ways you can do it. So, like, I had a Von run around, but you can use another scout to capture the camp, then deploy a Von, but we should be fine.
Watch
I got this. Damn! Darn it!
I don't lose.
But, yeah, so we do defense boost on a Von, and you can, like, despawn him, use your scout of choice to capture the camp, spawn a Von again. I am gonna go for the double.
You're
Yep.
through.
Whenever the game gives you a double, it's always tempting to go for the double.
Gotta do it for a swag. I gotta look cool.
You were 2 bullets off, I
Moving
believe.
out.
Yes, I was. But, yeah, hey, all is good. But, yeah. Oh, PC controls on VC1. I've heard about those.
Yeah, I believe that's something to do with like the mouse or so, like something.
Yeah,
And I believe it might also be operating system specific.
yeah. Alright, we got our next mission here.
Doomy would know more about the mouse, about the bug with what you're talking about there.
Yeah,
To begin,
alright.
here is today's news.
4.
Ah, Avon. How can
Yeah.
I help you today?
Mountain Stronghold, but yeah, like, you know, if you're not sure, it's okay, you know, take your time with deploying, because if you go into the wrong units and you gotta exit out, it can be very costly, so...
Yeah.
But here, we just gotta go from one area to the next, destroy a bunker from behind, and capture a camp.
Yep.
Pretty straightforward.
It's another capture mission. We tend to lean towards them for mission choice because we can just very often do them in a turn or two.
Let's go.
Yeah, and having Yvonne as Scout Veteran at this point, it's really good. Like, you, at the very latest, you can try to do it by July, which I have done, but it is not recommended.
Yeah, the Scout Veteran does get 100 more movement points, which is massive. It might only seem like a little bit to go from 450 to 550, but it really is huge, and when you end up playing Valkyria Chronicles 3, you notice how big it is, with troopers being nerfed to 300 from 350.
Yes, and also the added defense and the ability to use Ragnade.
Yeah. Because in Valkyria Chronicles 3, the only class that can use Ragnade is Engineers.
Well, you know what, let's have Raynor have his... I'm on fire today, too!
Yeah. I think that versus armor boost will help quite a lot.
One shot.
Yep. There we go.
But yeah, so Raynor's our other good unit, but Child of Nature potential, which if you're on like concrete ground or whatever, it...
Okay. Yeah, and in this mission we have another weather condition, being snowstorm. This happens during the Deeble Mountains at night, in missions at night, and how this affects the sort of gameplay flow is that units that get downed have one less turn to recover, which I believe is only one turn in this game.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out my screenshot here real quick.
Oh, is this for a nasty grenade?
Yes. Alright, Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, so grenade launches are... They make no sense. Let's be real.
Yeah, the amount of sense that they make is so...
To begin,
I
here's
don't
today's
understand them
news.
myself, and it's basically just experiment, trial and error until they work.
Yeah, and that's what I did. That's story of my life with this game.
So the current plot point that's going on is we're going through a thing at the academy called the Levitine Cup, and I believe we're now in the semi-finals because we did the qualifiers earlier.
Yes.
Landseal is divided up into... we know of 7 classes, we're not sure if there's any more than that.
Yeah.
But essentially think of it as a tier list where Class A would be the most skilled. And unfortunately, we're Class G, which, if you've ever done a tier list before, it's below F in the alphabet, and that means we're essentially untiered. We're going to just prove that tier lists sometimes aren't always true.
Alright, you know, mashing start, you skip portraits, like a little quip that each character has, and Brother's Words, that would have been nice, because that actually increases attack, but we're just going to launch him real quick, and give me 1 second here. Alright. Did I do it? Did I do it? Yes!
Yeah, that's good. You can see if the grenade launch works, because the target will lose if you're aiming at the target, they will lose the defense boost that they would get for being in a camp.
Alright. Alright. Yeah. Area 1. Shoot. Yep. Okay, we're good.
Isn't there a thing with this game where, like, the L and R buttons are actually, like, incorrect when you're switching areas?
It's...
Where, like, if you're going from Area 2 to Area 3, you'd think, press R, but no, you press L instead.
And just like that, we just one-shotted
Down you.
The target tank. And, yeah, we're now in the finals for the Leviatine Cup. Pretty good for an untiered, you know,
Yeah.
class.
And
yeah, G is the 7th letter of the alphabet, and this series has quite an obsession about the number 7.
Yeah.
With the first game, you're Squad 7. The second game,
To
you're
begin,
Class
here is
7
today's
or
news.
G.
Alright, R&D building, I am gonna...
Welcome
R&D,
to
Galleon 5,
Make yourself at home.
Grenade 4, Uniform 4,
Yeah, this is just another visit of the R&D to get our gear up to scratch, because less times we visit the R&D means less loading screens. It's
Right.
just a general thing that happens throughout the runs for this series.
yes, and... Alright, and we're getting specific uniforms for the Lancers and the Techs. They have their own uniforms. Everyone else shares it.
Yeah, which is kind of weird, but I guess they wanted to... Well, the Lancers themselves, they have blast resistance on their gear. But as you can see, like, the Techs have a really high defense there of 44. When we have to take out the Fencer class, which uses the Tech
hold on.
uniform,
How can I help you
you
today?
basically always want to get a rear attack on Fencers. Taking a Fencer down from the front is the worst idea you could possibly ever think of.
Alright, I'm gonna focus here for just a moment here. Alright, Anisette. And then we're just gonna put Alexis right here. That should be good. Yeah, so we got Escort mission number 2 here.
And we're in Dorse Desert, which has another weather condition, which is heat. I believe the number here is 25%, but essentially infantry AP, or our movement, will decrease 25% quicker in the heat.
Alright, I am gonna do something pretty special here. So we got a AT turret. Then hopefully I get this. That should be good. Yeah, this is why we get the grenade. So something that I do is that I aim it in a way that I do pretty heavy damage to the turret, and also
Okay, let's go.
just like that.
Yeah. You need to damage the turret a fair bit and make sure you take out the scout and then take out the turret.
Alright, we're gonna leave him on here, and then APC lol. It's an inside joke, but
Right.
where
It does not control very well at all.
yeah, so it's often better to just not move the camera, or just pick a position and just commit.
Yeah.
Alright, I am gonna focus here real quick. Alright, here we go.
You got the bad bunker spawn.
Yeah. Let me tell you about. I drilled this. Like, I did save state over and over. Like, the amount of times that I drilled this. And
Yeah, that bunker in the top right of the map is
Right. Let's get her done.
really nasty. It will deal tons and tons of damage.
but yeah, as you can see, I kind of jerked. I kind of did a switch. I did like a, a movement to the right here, But yeah, like where it depends, that's kind of what I do here. So if you know, I just a sudden jerk to the right or a certain jerk to the left, that makes the difference because if you go in a straight line,
that is a huge damage difference because, well, yeah, you're just going to take way more shots if you go straight forward. I think you even just straight up die.
Yes. So the joke, yeah. So you can drive an APC up a wall. The game has some pretty interesting environments and just the way that it works.
Yeah, some of the like geometry mapping is incredibly weird, where it's like you can't go up here, but actually you can. It looks like you can't go up there, but sometimes you can.
Right. But yeah, I just healed for safety. So like, the great thing about this game is that you have a lot of options and things will go wrong. So there's a lot of improvisation. And
the
that's...
game gave you an option for the double kill, you go for the double kill.
Yes. And if you saw me do some major mistakes in the way that I recovered from them, that's what makes an excellent runner for this, a good runner.
Yeah, a good runner for the PSP games will be able to adapt to how the game throws things at you.
Yes.
Because of all the random spawns and all the, well, just randomness that happens, if you know how to adapt to everything, you will be able to succeed.
Yeah, and like I've been running this game on and off for, wow, 9 years already. And
Yeah.
just the amount of practice and just nothing just beats like going through things over and over, and like I just know things will go wrong, and my mentality is I want to finish a run. Once I get past that turret drop, I want to see it to the end, and preferably without any game over. So that's kind of my approach. So really, like when I say marathon safe, really, if we need to go out of our way for certain credits, we will do that, but I can be pretty consistent with my strats during the missions. And that's always been my approach, and always will be. But,
yeah, I know like some of the later games now, like I think 4, has some incredible strats that are surprisingly consistent and fast, but there used to be a strategy where it was just so inconsistent. You were basically trying to roll cannons missing 2 times.
Alright, let me check.
In a certain mission.
March. Well, we already got our marching, but I think we need those for... I think we need those for Anisette for if we get to a certain class. I forgot.
Oh,
To
for
begin,
Elite
here's
or
today's news.
Commando was it?
Commando. Yeah, you need 1 March X.
Avon,
That's
how
it.
can I help you today?
Alright. But yeah, because there's so much bloat, even I can forget things. But yeah, your odds of going well in a 4-hour run, drastic go down. Right. Let me just think.
If you get that reference, you can have a small sip of a drink. I'll do that right now because I need one.
Yes. Not sorry for the references for the next however long. But yeah, that tank shot in VC1 where we shoot across a bridge, which... yeah, that's like a major RNG, but at least with the PS4 and PC version, save and loading, you can do that in the middle of missions. You can't do that in the PSP games.
Yeah, the PSP games remove the option to save during a mission, which definitely encourages consistency over going over, like, just rolling out.
Yeah. But yeah. See, normally, when you go one-on-one with another rebel unit, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But we're anime teens in the military high school, and we're not normal.
I'm just giggling at that one, I can't. So this is another defend mission. We've placed, and as you can see, the areas that we have are completely disconnected. So we have to defend on 2 fronts. We just have the tank and 3 techs to defend the first camp.
Yes, and we have artillery, and if we have units in a certain area, the game will aim them, and it has to rotate through all of them. And same thing for when they fire. And hopefully, they don't kill their own enemies because more time to spawn more enemies. So hopefully that should be the last of them. The enemy,
Yes.
yeah.
And about spawning more enemies, quite a lesser known fact about the PSP games is that you can only have 7 enemies in an area at once. So in a lot of cases where sometimes you don't actually want to kill too many enemies, or have them get nuked by the bombardment right now, because this would mean more enemies can spawn in, and that will be very, very important for the August story mission.
Yeah, oh, it is gonna be vital.
Additionally, above the units, you can see these numbers being like, on top of that sniper, you can see a 2, on the scout, you can see a 5, and on our tank, you see a 1. This is essentially ID slots of indicating what slot they take in the area. And say if you're doing this is really important for doing hunt missions where you need to defeat all the enemy units, because if you go into an area and see the number 5, you know that there's at least 5 enemies there. If you see a 7, you know that all 7 slots are taken up.
Alright.
And that is a detail that also gets dropped from Valkyria Chronicles 3. Oh, you're gonna have more enemy units spawning because 2 of them just got knocked out there.
That is hilariously bad luck.
Yeah.
But you just gotta laugh it off because things.
Oh, they want to take out their own mortar now. Taken out by a mortar, taken out by a mortar. What's going on?
Yeah. But
although the blast resistance will stop it from dying.
yeah, and yeah, that's the thing in this game.
There was a 9 in Area 1 because a slot can't be reused for IDs until it has looped through 9, because enemies keep spawning in and keep moving. That's where a 9 can pop up.
Alright. Last turn. Yeah.
Say if like the IDs of 3 and 4 got defeated, then slot 8 and 9 become available.
And then we got our last June mission, and trying to remember what this one is. But at least we don't have any grenade launches for a while. And yeah, you kind of go through the bedroom each time, and I'm just hitting circle to skip. It's very easy because if I hit save, it wastes like, what, 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds?
Today's news. Come on.
Let me see.
How can I help you today?
Okay, the impregnable APC. This one's gonna be a bit of an interesting mission because we have a turret that we need to deal with, and then an APC that we are going to one-shot.
I'm trying to remember this mission because quite often I can just tell by like the map layout.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure like if you gave me any map from Valkyria Chronicles 3 and just like the bottom left mini map, I could tell you what mission it is.
Yeah, for sure.
I've spent so long in that game.
Alright. I'm gonna check the outside of the shed here. Ah, shoot. Okay. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. So I'm gonna turn this around. Yeah, and just have Yvonne just make a run for it from the warehouse, because you can just run across with the turret shooting at you, but if there was a trooper in my way, I would have been dead.
Yeah. Also, you may realize that Zeri never loses. I mean, yeah, he doesn't really ever lose. So that bunker right there, we don't need to worry about it. It's an anti-tank bunker. It doesn't have any infantry interception.
Right. This is a very easy grenade launch.
Coming at you.
Yeah, even when Zeri loses, he's not actually losing. He's just storing up his RNG for future moments.
Yes.
They took our chance. Please, we need backup.
Right. I'm gonna QFG. Let's do this.
I'm rolling out. Hostile spotted.
Oh, you see this APC?
Boom! Oh, that was swagged without aiming.
Down you
That was like that was almost the first framer as well.
Yeah, because I try to do this thing where I just immediately go up a slope, immediately fire and hope I get it. Like I said, I just want to look cool. And now we got our story mission where we got some in the story. Very dumb moments are gonna happen, but we're gonna skip that. Oh boy. But we also get to break a mission or two, which is nice.
Yep. Now to get all the cutscenes, I am not sure exactly what's going on in the story here. You probably have a better idea since you spent more time in the game.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna, but yeah.
Oh, this mission. This can go very quick.
But yeah, rebels have been fighting over Southern Gallia, and so Cosette's hometown is being invaded, and Yvonne's like, yo, let's go do something about this, even though that city of UL is out of the Academy's jurisdiction, but let's just blow up an armory, because Yvonne laughed, insert that here. Very...
Yeah, insert Yvonne laugh.wav or something like that.
Not to be confused with ahaha.web. Sorry, Umineko reference.
Okay, listen close. Hold fast. Hunker
So
down.
yeah, what this mission wants you to do is it wants you to press a button to open an
let's
armory
go.
door. But we just decide,
I see
why
one.
do we need to open the door when the front's
Enemy
already
spotted.
open?
Yeah, looking
And the mission's complete. Yay!
Yay! That was very easy. It's just right there.
I think that's the shortest mission in the series.
I think so too. But yeah, so we blew up the armory, and well, Zeri kind of realized that Yvonne was gonna do the stupid thing of sneaking off, so he brought all of
To
Class
begin,
G.
here is today's
And now,
news.
with the armory blown up, there is full-scale fighting, and we gotta deal with another one of the main antagonists.
I remember the way I dealt with that mission in level 1 was I had Lancer Yvonne, I destroyed the bunker, and then just ran.
I don't know why I put Solari there. It's habit for the... Look, I
Is
can't...
that-
Yeah.
Old route stuff.
Yeah, so Solly Cracker said, look, I can't shout at you in red, so I'll just have to wav. Yes. This is true.
So yeah, the route that's being used here is a combination of the new route and old route, just to give it a little bit more flavour of old route stuff. The old route does have some really cool things, so Wandering Mind decided to do a nice combination of new and old.
Yeah, over the shoulder. But yeah, it's just old habits die hard. And now we're gonna do like we're not gonna use defense boost. And hopefully this will go well. I'm gonna be quiet here.
Watch and learn.
I see you there.
Okay, that's as expected.
You're through.
76 is what I usually get, and we're gonna make a run for it.
Enemy sight. I don't lose.
Because of the way that the turret moves, it's slow enough that we can just immediately go there. And that saves a few seconds, but you just gotta know what you're doing. And what happens is that, so, some pretty bloody fighting happens. Cosette's trauma just gets kind of brought up, and Yvonne does quite possibly the stupidest thing ever in any video game. How do I put this? So Cosette's like blood trauma and she can't like help people, so Yvonne's like, I know how to help you. Oh, shoot myself, so you have to heal me so you can heal everyone else. I wish I was making this up. Sigh.
Oh,
I can
Yvonne,
second that
how can I
being
help you today?
100% accurate. Because I watched that cutscene to catch up on the story. It's really, really silly. Yvonne is definitely showing his intelligence why he was now put into Class G.
Yeah. Here.
So onward to July.
Yeah.
Missions start ramping up again. They're not too bad here, but
Yeah. Can I interest you in the church of my boy Faudio, the true hero? Yes! I love Faudio.
Fario is definitely a character.
I love
He
him.
might be a character of all time.
Right. I'm gonna do the rotate. Alright.
Taking action now.
Here,
So
wait.
yeah, it's another crate collecting mission.
I
Quick
see one, sir.
rotation to figure out where the
I'll do my very best.
crates can be.
Yeah, gotta love how the VC1 characters have their VC1 portraits. They didn't change anything.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really receive any nerfs either.
Yeah,
Lin is still incredibly good.
Enemy sighted.
And what makes Lin even better than just being incredibly good is they gave her like some of the best
let's go.
potentials for the battle,
Let me at
battle
'em.
potentials, which I mean, when you give one of the best units the best battle potentials in the game,
I see
you're
one.
definitely set up for something brilliant.
alright. Yeah, but yeah, shout out. Nerves. No worries, no worries, I got this.
Yeah.
What's that, number 3?
Yeah, so a bit of stutter stepping there just to get around the VT unit is just a common thing that
Alright,
happen.
that's actually good. Alright. I just checked with the tank and we should go over and we should get it. This is a pretty quick mission as far as things go.
Oh,
here.
was that the crate on the hill?
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, so July has 4 missions. We're only gonna see that 2 other months, so November and December.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, Marion, shoutouts to Alpine. Yep, simping ain't easy.
To begin, here is
So,
today's news.
I generally do like the
Oh,
Darkson
oh,
characters
what?
in
How can I
the
help you
Valkyria
today?
series. I'd say one of my favorites in this game is definitely Magari. She's just like to herself and enjoys bugs, and we like bugs as well as speedrunners.
Yes. Alright,
So
we got our one mission. I believe I got everything here. We are good to go. This is a new mission that we're doing for the new route. I am gonna focus here for a moment.
I believe this is like almost the same timing, or near enough the same timing as the other mission, and
Yeah.
it's an escort mission.
Alright. Time for
Right, let's get her
alright,
done.
this may be a slight problem.
Follow me.
We'll see.
I see you there.
So we need to position the APC in a fairly precise place, so we can run an infantry unit behind the APC
We shall see to this.
to get to the bunker.
The filthy peasants.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Quite refreshing.
So the APC was just tanking shots for Max there to get him behind.
But yeah, we all have our own favorite characters. Like, you know, even though the characters are all like anime tropes, I mean, their charm. They all have their own
They
charm.
Yeah, they still have their own charm personality, even though most of them do follow anime tropes.
Yeah, and that's like the mark of like a good game of, you know, that even with things that should be working against it, there's that. Like Alpine, his favorite is Marion. Mine, you said yours was Magari, right?
Yeah, Magari's a good character.
And-
I also like Michelet, but again, it's the Darkson characters.
And I absolutely love Zeri. He's just cool. He's just serious, and he's just so
He never
calm.
loses.
He never
He
loses.
just never loses, yeah. So putting Ivan in this position should keep him safe.
Right.
I believe it does manipulate the trooper to try to attack him, but the bullets just hit the trenches.
Are we looking on the Lancers? Yeah, we should be fine. So I have Yvonne hiding at a certain point in the trenches, so that way we can lure possibly a second enemy out of the camp. And this was one of those missions that I was practicing up until yesterday just to see what could go wrong. And this is a mission where, especially compared to what we did before,
Let's go.
in the previous route, like, we want Yvonne to be a scout veteran.
Yeah. And you can see that trooper, I believe they just ran off and just ignored Ivan completely. I thought he ended up shooting a well, but never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Also, that grenade bounce got the commando out of the camp, which is
Right.
great.
I'm gonna have Yvonne in place just in case.
Right.
And then
let's get her done.
ABC once again. And yeah, we're just gonna drive over the Floyd/Slave Raid. That actually poisons you.
Spotted.
Yeah, I believe it like significantly reduces your defense. You don't get an indicator of how much, but it's pretty chunky how much your defense gets reduced if you're an infantry unit. And your HP also gets drained, but the HP drain by itself cannot kill you. It will leave you on 1 HP.
Yes. But yeah, escort missions are like the auto-scrollers of this game. Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, would that be defend missions or
Defend missions are more so an auto-scroller because it's just you set up how you need to defend for the entire mission and then
Right. Let's
Wait.
get her done. I see you there.
Alright, so
did you get the double mine?
No, I did not, thankfully,
You did.
because I only realized that like about a day or two ago, and I was like talking with you about how to do it, because I thought, oh, I'm just gonna drive the ABC in reverse, but
Hostile spotted.
because the landmines, they do damage depending on where the blast goes off.
Yeah, the landmines do effectively directional defenses, and the APC might be very bulky from the front, but from the rear it's far more frail.
Yeah. Alright, so...
And of course, if the radiator gets hit, then it's just like, okay. I believe the mine can actually hit the radiator.
Get her done! But yeah, that's a thing that Lavinia says, our tank pilot.
Yeah. Interestingly, unlike the first game, your tank pilot isn't actually
To
the leader of
begin,
your squad.
here is today's news.
Alright, so we got another
How can I
desert
help you
mission,
today?
and the desert is the one area that doesn't really play into the story. Like, the other ones have some sort of story significance. Gonna... But yeah, so what happens, so usually what happens is that, so in a story mission, you're introduced to a new area, and then that's going to be used in the missions going forward. So here, we are just going to capture some camps, and we are going to do a tank snipe, which I hope I get. But yeah, we are fast approaching, and we got another grenade launch, but Ivana's scout veteran, which is going to help us out a lot.
Especially in the heat, because of course the heat drains our AP gauge much quicker than
Yes,
just regular
Let's
conditions.
go.
but yeah.
You can mitigate these weather conditions with the tank and the sort of shoulder accessory you can get on tanks,
Coming at you.
but we're not going to be using them during the run.
That was a bit. It's not a big deal. It's inconsequential.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Getting that grenade throw can actually be pretty tough to hit both of the units.
Yeah, not a big deal. But that's the one where
Enemy
just
down.
it happens. I'm just gonna shrug it off
Yeah, just shrug it off. It's probably the best thing to do.
because there are so many grenade launches that you're probably gonna just miss one or two, or just you're probably not gonna get all of them. But if you do, proud of yourself.
Yeah. Again, because grenade launches in the PSP games are wildly unpredictable. You think something is going to work, but it doesn't.
Right,
That's
because
just how it works.
yeah, usually for some of them you have like a frame of reference, but like I have the brick, but it's just where in the brick that can be a bit tricky. So
Yeah, with just a slight adjustment, the direction that the unit gets thrown from the grenade can just
Right, let's get her
completely, wildly just
Hostile
go
spotted.
different.
Go down.
So
Yeah.
that is so you can switch the shoulder while aiming by pressing the triangle button, and that can help for certain shots like that.
yeah. Right, and then we're gonna use Anisette. We're taking the stage here. But yeah, so really,
I mean, that's a pretty big stage for Anisette. It's kind of like a temple, so...
yeah, it's like the Tokyo Dome, maybe.
You're in the way!
I was thinking it's more like when you go to a festival and it's like the main stage.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
It's got that sort of presentation.
Yeah, so what would be the equivalent of the Tokyo Dome? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's a good question, though. Meltzer rates...
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, Valkyria Temple, or just, you know, let's just say any VC3 map that's just big enough. But she doesn't even show up in the third game, so we're just gonna go final mission since that is like the big one. But anyway.
She is a password character in the third game.
Alright, so you know what? Let's just pick any of that, yeah. But yeah, Meltzer rates this mission 5 stars. I am so sorry about any wrestling references.
It's all good. Like I also watch pro wrestling, so
yeah, me too. I'm just been kind of on a bit of a hiatus, but I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this mission, it's just another camp capture missions, nothing too major. Yeah, it's not at the Tokyo Dome, so it can't be 5 stars.
Right, let's get her done! Eat this!
So
yeah!
there's a blind tank shot. Because we have the night condition in this map,
I can take you all.
we didn't know where the unit is, but with experience, you know where the unit's going to be.
Okay, let's go! I see you.
However, if you try doing shots like that in Valkyria Chronicles 4, you will be disappointed that undiscovered units will have a 50% reduced damage. So you can't really do that in 4.
Right.
It's a weird mechanic change that they did there.
Yeah. So this mission is going to be a breeze, pun intended. And I got a grenade launch, so this is another one where it makes no sense, but I am just going to aim right next to the sandbag.
That looks good, yeah.
Just having these visual cues, which I basically have them all sorted out for most of them. But that looks pretty good, and we are on the story mission. So, there's a character that we had not seen because the cutscene skipping is so good.
Yes, so there's a character called Juliana. She is the head of Class A, who unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for us, we are going against them in the finals at the Levertine Cup. As you'd expect, Class A versus Class G, there's a big tier list difference if we're going by letters, and we're going to show Juliana.
Here is today's news.
Tier lists don't mean anything.
Alright,
She probably wrote the tier list herself. She was like, I am the best, so I have to be in Class A.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, drill guns. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna do our next leveling trip here.
Yep, this leveling trip will be troopers to 16 or 17 and lancers to 8.
8, yes. Alright,
Oh,
yeah.
you'll have to take 6. Oh, okay, you have just enough XP.
I'm fine.
Alright, that earns you clearance for a new order.
Yeah, like I said, it's just with the run this long, you know, there's just a lot of menuing and a lot of places to go.
Yeah, the menus in this game aren't the greatest.
Yeah.
They can feel laggy at times, and even more so in Valkyria Chronicles 3, where you can just get when you're in your deployment menu, you can just get a random lag where you can't do anything for like 5 to 6 seconds at times.
Yes, also we skipped the pool scene, the fan service scene, thank goodness.
Yeah, Twitch probably wouldn't like that.
Not very much. But yeah, Juliana's kind of like a rival character-ish. But yeah, we are going to do Anisette. We're going to go with Anisette once again here. And we leveled up our troopers just going forward, and Lancers for the demolition boost.
Yes, the demolition boost is a very powerful order because it adds a set value. I don't know the exact value in 2, but it gets applied to every bullet, which normally you'd be like demolition boost on a Lancer. It might give plus 100, but if you're getting plus 100 and you're using it on a trooper, that is plus 100 to every bullet, and you have 20 bullets, so it makes a huge difference. by using it on the trooper. There is also gunners that you can use it on, and they can fire even more rounds, but gunners are a liability, I'd say, for the most of Valkyria Chronicles 2.
Yes. Right. I'm fine, I'm fine.
Are you sure you're fine? Because that was a dodge.
I am not fine, okay? This is
So,
not
yeah,
okay.
That dodge is not good.
I do not got this.
That's gonna make it so you can't one turn now.
Well, one way to find out, and I don't feel very good about this.
Well...
Neutralize, huh?
Okay, so we got a slot 3 potential there, and I am not going to explain how slot 3 potentials actually function, because,
Okay, alright.
that will be really, really long and arduous to explain right now.
Alright, I am just gonna focus here. I don't feel very good. Oh shoot, okay. That's very
unfortunate. So what we want to do with Juliana there is we want to knock her out of the base, which would enable us to one-shot her in the back of the head.
Yeah,
We're just going to reset the mission because it's probably quicker than trying to repair the state that we got into.
Yeah, because trying to knock Juliana, it's very inconsistent, and I cannot say that enough.
Yeah, understanding how tank
How can I
bombs
help you
work
today?
is just a complete mystery, because you might notice when we bonk a unit with the tank, their character indicator in the map, they spin around wildly.
Yeah, and the direction that they go in just depends, like, just even the slightest angle can just completely change their trajectory. And I wanted Juliana out of the camp because that would be enough for me to one-shot her.
Yeah. Her being in the camp, with the damage reduction you get for being in camp, which I believe is 10% in this game,
Listen close.
is not enough to take her out in a single shot.
But yeah, you know what? Hey, you know what? I'm all right, because like this game is by far the most brutal of RNG out of any game in the series. Like it is random.
Like while 3 also has similar aspects of randomness, you're not random on your credits. You're not randomized on like being able to promote all materials to get parts for your tank.
Yeah.
The only randomness is dealing with the random spawns, which makes it a lot more manageable and slightly more consistent. I'm just not gonna say it's.
Yeah. But yeah, like. I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, that. You know what? I'm gonna say it. That's never happened before.
Well, of course.
There, I said it.
The cursed line of speedrunning. That's never happened before.
Alright, and Juliana. Oh, here we go.
At least you've got 2 shots to do it this time.
Right, yeah, because I wanted to knock her to the left, but even I did a bit too far away.
Yeah, and of course that dodge is just...
You know what?
Just go for it.
You know what? I am...
She's even enough to rig the tier list. She deserves to get shot twice by the tank.
I'm just gonna do a swag strat. I am so sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay, you're bringing out Zara.
For... this.
What? I was just gonna say, what? Your gun was in the wall, wasn't it?
Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah, that's VC2.
This is...
Yeah, so what I think happened there was Zeri's gun was technically in the wall, so the bullets just got eaten by the wall.
Gun is in the wall.
Ah,
Welcome to
hello.
Valkyria
How
Chronicles.
can I help you today?
Zeri did not want to hurt his girlfriend, obviously. Yes, true that.
Yeah. I also would get some credits for Zeri, which is nice.
Alright. He lost the teen romance.
But yeah, Valkyria Chronicles has some really, really terrible hit detection at times. Where sometimes, like if you have a lancer, sometimes you can poke your lance through an infantry unit and just fire through it. Again, it makes no sense,
Listen close.
but
Follow the way.
yeah, just collision at times in this game is funky with how it works.
Yeah, hey, remember when I tried shooting the shock trooper and the tank just ate my bullets?
Yeah, I think I've seen like the oddest situation in Valkyria Chronicles 4, because it's not just the PSP games that have bad collision. I would even say the console games have them as well.
Yeah.
Where a grenadier unit in the 4th game, they're a new edition, fired its shell, but then a character activated their cutting potential, which then reset the collision, and the grenadier ended up shooting themselves.
Yeah.
It's glorious. It is truly one of the clips of all time from the series that I've seen.
Alright, third time I need my salty run back. Juliana, you're going down. You're going down. She's going down.
So we had a best of 3 match with Class A.
Okay, that works.
There we go. That's the bonk. She's out of the camp, and there's the one shot.
Because I cannot stress enough how inconsistent that is.
Yeah, getting like units to reset off a tank bonk by, well, driving over their laying down body is just very inconsistent. And yeah, it was a best of 3, and then out of that, she wanted to double down, and we were like, one more shot, and yeah, she lost round 3, so I felt for accepting the best of 3.
Exactly. Right. So we have to just do a cutscene here, and we are officially done with the first half of the game. Even though we're in August, this is like the cutoff point. So we did 31 missions, I believe, and we got 24 more, but they're going to be a lot longer because we are on the 2 stars.
Yeah, the 2-star missions definitely like jump the difficulty up a little bit.
Today's news.
If you play through the game casually, you'll notice this jump, but it's not too bad to handle. Unlike the Valkyria Chronicles 3, which goes up to 5-star.
Alright.
And those 5-star missions in 3 are nutty. Like, they get insanely punishing.
So we saw this mission like a few missions ago, but, well, it's a bit different. Because now we have some upgraded enemy units with goofier costumes, or goofier outfits, should I say. It's yellow, and they got those little mask things. But yeah, so...
Yeah. They decided to turn into bees.
It's a mustard outfit.
I don't lose.
Mustard yellow. Yeah, so tank there, that's to be expected, but now we are introduced to the heavy gunners.
Yeah, heavy gunners hurt. The gunner class, with how they intercept, is they'll fire their entire magazine straight forward. Gunners have a magazine of 40 bullets, which
get riled about.
not to, not to underestimate.
Yeah.
But when they attack, they'll attack in arc, so they're not great at attacking, but they're amazing at interception. However, the strength of a gunner comes from their co-op fire when they're assisting, where they will be able to fire their entire magazine directly forward. And yes, their interception arc is only 90 degrees, where in Valkyria Chronicles 3, gunners got buffed to 270 degrees, and they are much more painful to deal with. However, I do feel like it is a much needed buff that gunners needed. They're essentially masters of defense.
Yeah. Alright. This should be good, I believe. Yes!
That is really, really good. That grenade throw can be pretty nasty.
Yeah, so there is a grenade launch I have to do every mission in, well, regular mission in August, so thank goodness I made screenshots a few days ago and thought to do that. Alright, we got attack 2. Attack 2X, I believe, I forgot. Right.
Just skipping through the pages so quickly, I can't keep track.
It's habit.
I mean, you're going
I
fast.
have a
You
new
need to go quick.
award to
Yes.
pass
So
on to all of you.
another 7 seconds or so to
Yeah.
the medal.
Yeah.
And I
Alright.
believe that medal's for completing
Ah,
a
Yvonne,
2-star
how
or
can I
higher
help you
mission
today?
in a single turn.
Alright, the Cerulean Menace. Okay, this one is a bit of an elaborate mission.
Yeah, I'm reading the notes for this, and there's quite a lot for it.
You know what? I'm just gonna do this for safety. It's gonna just waste a bit of time, but I don't trust this game, is the thing I'm gonna say, because there was a time a long time ago where I was running it with Yvonne across the area, and I got hit with AP use up by the turret by a single stray bullet or so.
Yeah, that would be the suppression stat kicking in, and it's really nasty when it hits you just off a single bullet. So now we're in,
Okay,
UL.
let's go.
yeah, we're in UL again,
Yeah.
and we didn't see it beforehand, but we might see it here if things go really badly. That UL has a weather condition that has a lightning strike. What happens is, at the end of the enemy phase, I believe it's the enemy phase,
Yes.
A crisis is a
lightning
turning
strike
point,
will hit
right, bro?
certain pylons that you can see on the map, and they deal incredible damage if they hit anything, but we're not going to have units in there.
Alright, this should look good.
Yep, the defense icon went away from the scout, so that's a good one.
Alright. Yeah, because that one let me just focus here real quick. Yep, area 2. Yes, that looks good. So we're just gonna use Zeri here.
Watch and learn.
I wonder if Zeri's going to lose or not.
Ah, he won't.
Enemy
He can't
sighted.
lose.
I don't lose.
Yep, I mean, there you go. He's not
Watch and
losing.
learn.
I don't lose.
Ah, you get used to the dialogue. It becomes background.
You're through.
But hey, I don't mind hearing Crispin Freeman. You know what? So it's all
Enemy
good.
silent.
Yeah, Zeri was being a little weird with his bullets there. He wasn't aiming too well against the supply vehicle.
All right, so depending on where the sandbags and landmine is, that determines where your tank is going to be deployed. And so, okay, see here. I believe this is the first time we're killing the V2 unit.
Yeah, so V2s have a very long death animation, and and in Valkyria Chronicles 3 there's a new unit that's brought in called the Heavy Armor. They have the same death animation.
I invite you to try.
All right, but yeah,
But yeah, if you don't have the supply vehicle down, getting rid of the V2 units is near enough impossible for what we're geared with. I'm
yeah.
not going to say it is impossible, but basically we're not going to be able to take them out.
All right.
Oh, this area.
Don't worry, I got this. What is this number? No, I actually mean it. I'm feeling pretty
You
good.
got the lucky spawn though.
Go down!
No worries, no worries. I got. You know what?
You got the lucky spawn where you won't have to start a step as much.
Taking the stage. I'll show you what a star can do.
So yeah, that V2 unit in this area can spawn in 2 locations. One where it's right now, and one on the other side of where the camp that we're about to capture
Well, of
spawn.
course.
That second spawn is really bad, as we'd have to start a step our way across the area.
Yeah.
And this comes down to just knowing how spawns in the game can work and handle, and how to adapt to each of the potential spawns that the game gives.
Yeah. Alright, we got August. This one can be a bit of a
To
doozy.
begin, here is today's news.
So this is another one where we're just gonna defeat a
How
unit.
can I help you today?
The Rochelle's demo boost is gonna be pretty useful again. And I am just going to just be a bit careful here. Avon, G, and then Zeri. Aniset, B. Okay. Alright, so so here we have enemies with purple bullets, so status bullets, and here I can get hit with attack down, and that can make my grenade launch a bit precarious, if that's the right word.
Yeah, so debuff weapons, they are very frustrating to deal with, especially attack down. That is just the one that is absolutely the most dangerous to get hit with, because attack down is just bad.
Okay, let's go.
There's also defense down, accuracy down. I think there's also magazine down. I think.
Yeah, so what I'm doing here is what I would do if I got hit with attack down. So you can get a Mauler or a Sniper. And
Yeah.
what I get depends on how I do the grenade launch. Start. Okay, good. Devin, you did good. Alright.
Yeah, Maulers are fencers, but they're specialized into anti-tank. So basically, Mauler versus your tank, bad time.
Yes. So what I did, it wouldn't make sense. However, I ran into some bad RNG the other day where I got hit with APUs up from an engineer, and because I had already done demo boost on Aniset, well, she had it, but the problem was that she got hit by a trooper with, attack down, which includes both, personnel and armored units. And because of that, I could not one-shot the tank, even with demo boost.
No, I don't miss it.
Luckily, no troopers spawned.
You're in the way.
And there we go. There's the heavy tank destroyed with the
Better than
trooper.
anticipated.
Yes. And now,
Showing, and with demo boost showing its absolute potency on a trooper.
yeah, so now we have another major difficulty spike coming up, I believe. Alright, gonna look at my...
Is this
Yes.
this
Yes.
mission? So earlier where I was talking about how areas are limited to 7
To
units
begin,
at a time for the
here is
enemy.
today's news.
This is one of the prime examples of how making sure killing nothing is actually beneficial.
Alright, here we go. Well, there goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, Landseal is getting viciously attacked by the rebels.
Yes.
And we are to defend Landseal, and to do that, make sure that you crouch your techs.
Alright.
Because that happened in that one practice we did.
Alright, Alexis F. And then, let's see, Alexis F, and then, Morris E. Yes, good.
EF, yeah.
Okay, like I said. So, want to explain this mission?
So with this mission, all that we need to do is defend, and we're going to do that in the first turn and skip just 8 turns. But the way that the game handles the limit of 7 units an area is very, very important.
I'm moving out.
Because if we defeat any units, that will enable Dirk to move between areas. As at the start of this mission, every area is capped to 7 units. So with this setup, we can just ignore the entire mission. I believe it's if you defeat any units in the first area, I believe it's on turn 3 that the supply vehicle drops.
Yes. And
powers up the V2 units.
Yes.
But because we can't kill anything, or because we're not killing anything, we don't enable a 7th slot to open for the supply vehicle to drop. Therefore, we just ignore the additional supply vehicle.
yes. And also, the game can start throwing commandos at us, and commandos have flamethrowers, which are pretty deadly close range weapons.
So as long as we kill nothing, the state of the mission is stable.
Yes. But yeah, what else? But and Dirk can move around, but I forgot that was a thing because of how long I've been doing the speedrun for. And aside from that, I guess...
Yeah, we have the tank in Area 1 because the snipers can deal quite heavy damage when they attack, if they attack the tank.
Yes, so can I explain the plot dump here?
Yeah, you can explain what the plot's been doing all the way up to...
Alright, so there had been a school festival. Well, okay, so Yvonne got in trouble for the whole June incident, but somehow he got spared, he could stay in the school. So things happened. We got our tournament done. We got a school festival. But our school festival got crashed by the rebels, and they just coming in with V2 units and everything. They just start wreaking havoc, and things are looking bad. But after this mission, what's this? Juliana's here, and she's an artificial Valkyria unit. Artificial Valkyria unit. What's this? And then Dirk, who we saw before. Wait. And Juliana just shoots him. And what is it? Dirk is actually Leon, Yvonne's brother who disappeared? What's this? But not before Leon mortally wounds Juliana. But that shot, Juliana just coughing up blood, and Sarah just goes over and it's like, Juliana says his name for the first time. There's this whole thing where she just refuses to say his name and just says Darkson this, Darkson that. But she dies in his arms, and what happens is that the rebels stole some plans for the V2 units and the artificial Valkyria program. So the artificial Valkyria program, turns out that the school had been experimenting on Valkyria. How are we doing here? We should be fine, right? You know what? That hasn't happened before. There, I said it again. That usually does not happen, by the way.
Yeah, just putting down Yakin for additional line of defense.
But yeah, so...
Although,
sorry.
Although, I'm torn between, do you say Joachim or Joachim? Because,
Joachim.
Yeah, Joachim or Joachim because of
What?
Shadow Hearts 2.
Did I do something wrong here? Hold on. Because I did put...
Huh.
I'm just gonna check something really quick here, because I know that, just according to the route, that I did get the uniforms, right?
You should have gotten the uniforms. I believe you did.
Yes, I did.
What brings you here?
Maybe they just got really lucky with the... Oh, you didn't get...
No, because the blasting...
You don't get the 5. You only get to 4.
Yeah,
that was...
This game is being mean to me today.
Huh. That is definitely... strange.
That has never happened before, actually. With, this route is still new. Like, this should have worked, because I had the defense and everything.
Yeah, that should be almost 100% stable. That was definitely very weird. Maybe they just got really lucky with accuracy. That's all I could really think about.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because that's the thing that can happen. You know what? I'm just gonna put 3. And hopefully that should distribute things. Because that's what I used to do with the old route. So, I had to tank, what area was it? Yes. Alright, so we're gonna retreat here. Yeah, because I had to tank in area 2.
Yeah, okay.
And then I had the armor techs in, what was it? Area 3, was it?
Moving out.
Area 5, I think. But yeah, area 2 is where I used to have the tank, and then area 1 is where I had the armor techs, but we switched that around. But yeah, so We did despawn the supply truck, but we're just gonna move here and hopefully, just hopefully, this will work.
Yeah, apparently, like, the supply truck entered in Area 2.
Did it?
Yeah, the V2s were apparently powered up.
How? I
I'm
didn't.
not sure.
Please don't. I'm just trying to think out loud here.
I'd say on turn 4 or 5, check Area 2.
Yeah.
Just to see what... Like,
What?
stability of it.
V2 friendly killed us. Oh my god. Ugh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ah.
Thanks, Doomy, for the explanation of what happened. That's why we need to have the 7 units, because the sniper died,
Yeah.
then the supply truck can come in. That is definitely marathon luck right there of being as unlucky as possible.
That usually does not happen, by the way. But can I continue the story? Because somehow I have enough time to go over more. So, yeah, the school had been experimenting on their students to make artificial Valkyria. And, so the head of the rebels, the headmaster, and the mysterious scientist lady had been working on this. But then when the Civil War started, rebels kind of took some of the plans, made their own V2 units, and kind of did their own thing. So they went back and stole the remainder of the plans, and the whole secret is out. And the headmaster just is confronted by the teacher, but the headmaster gets away and he shoots himself. The school is in ruins. And that's not even the end of it. Because of this attack and the kind of victory that the rebels had, they push into the capital and take over. And they lock up Cordelia, the Archduchess, or whatever she is by now. And, yeah, is this when I can go in my mini rant here, if that's okay? Where, yeah, so...
Go ahead, you've got another mission after this, which is a defend mission.
Did enemy reinforcements arrive again? Did I do something wrong here?
Check Area 2.
Because I swear...
No, you're good.
Okay, good. But anyway, I will go on my rant here. So, you know, Juliana, that whole thing with the rivalry between Class A and Class G, she really has it for Zeri, and they kind of go back and forth at each other. But there's more that meets the surface, and they get kind of close. And Juliana realizes that she has feelings for him, and she's about to admit to them during the festival. She doesn't. The attack happens, and she gets mortally wounded, and yeah, she dies in Zeri's arms, and her death is used to motivate Zeri, and that just, they wasted a perfectly good character, and they kept a possibly very good relationship from taking off. I don't trust this game to do anything well, but come on, let me have this. This VC2 did Juliana dirty. She deserved much better than what she got. Zeri and Juliana all the way. And that's it. That's the bottom line. There I go. I'm very passionate about that. I have very strong feelings.
Yeah, I think there's also, like, in Chapter 3 where, oh, we didn't even mention Alias yet, or
Oh, right!
Alias. So, back in Chapter 3, there's part of the story where Avan's hand gets bitten by Alias, who is this mysterious girl that we don't know about, and is
I have a new award to
sort
pass
of
on to all
the,
of you.
quote, daughter of this mad scientist called Clementia Forster. Because, well, Alias calls Clementia Mama.
Worst mama ever. Anyway.
Yeah. So, we're now in September, and Lanciel's been completely destroyed. I only recently learned that you could repair
begin,
Yes.
in the
today's
post-game that
news.
you could repair the tower
Avan,
for a
how
low
can I help
cost
you
of
today?
10 million ducats.
Yes.
I would do a like modern conversion, how much that would cost in like dollars, but let's just say it's around $10,000, maybe. I don't know how much ducats go into dollars.
Fair enough, I don't know either, but we got our defend mission, but we got a new thing called the defense line, so not only do we have to defend the camp, but we gotta keep the enemy from breaking the defense line, because that would be game over. But
Yeah.
we have some fun here.
Right.
Defending the
let's get her
defensive
done.
line is sort of a new con. Yeah, how many ducats per donut? Yeah,
Hostile spotted.
Yes.
exactly.
I see you there. I see you
So
there.
the defensive line is a new idea that they decided to. Well, it's not actually a new idea. I think it existed.
Down you go.
Yeah.
But it's throwing another spanner into defend missions where anything that touches that red box
Go down.
instantly will fail the mission.
Yes.
Down
Okay,
you
yeah,
go.
defense line is in BC.
Okay, hold on. How do I look here? Good? Yes.
That looks good. Yeah. So what we can do is we can just put our tank in the way to stop any infantry from coming down the
Enemy silent. The enemy
icy
can
road.
handle me.
Yeah, we should be good here. Because we got an ace who, he can dodge pretty well, and he is the only one who can possibly, like, break the defense line. But we are eventually going to wait for him to make a run for it, and we're going to snipe him from behind, so he won't dodge.
Yeah. He'll move into a position where it's well,
Yeah.
we'll be able to get a clean shot on him.
Yeah. Defense
So
line?
we're doing the usual just skip turns because we've stabilized the condition, the state of the mission.
Yeah.
Hopefully, unlike August.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is good.
Yeah. So
Right,
now that
let's
that
get her
scout's moved
done.
out, we just
Go down.
shoot him in the back, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Down you go.
But yeah, so someone said that this game is silly even in anime standards, which that's special. And as much as I love the game, like I am a VC2 apologist and I will defend this game, but even I can admit the faults. It's
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier that I was going to explain how, because Anisette got neutralized her slot 3 potential, I forgot to
yeah.
describe how that works now that we have time.
Yes.
So when a character is in their class, they have a 25-point system where they are unable to learn that slot 3 potential. And the way that this 25-point system is reduced is every single time you spend a CP, it goes down by 1. Every single time they defeat an infantry unit, it goes down by 2. And every single time they defeat a tank, I believe it goes down by 3. And to actually start being able to learn that potential, you have to get rid of this 25-point system. And every single time you change class, it resets to 25. So if you're struggling to unlock this potential on a character, that is probably what is stopping you, and is one of the worst mechanics in this game that is never explained.
Yeah. Alright.
That was only discovered in
To
like
begin,
2021,
here is
Yeah.
today's news.
and then fully understood
Avon,
like in
how can I help you
2022.
today?
Alright, I got some grenade launches here, and this mission can have some pretty bad RNG, so there are 2 ways you can do this. You can have Avon at the starting point, or you can do what I'm gonna do here, and I'm having Zeri right here, because the amount of sandbags and the amount of enemies can depend. We can have like 2 commandos and a scout veteran, or we don't have any at all. But yeah, so I am going to just focus here for a moment, and we should have enough command points to get through this worst case scenario.
Enemy sighted.
Alright,
Lose.
that's okay, there's no sandbags, I can just run, but now the problem is that we got a V2 unit right.
Enemy sighted. Nothing to get riled
Yeah.
about.
Oh.
Alright,
Ah.
you know what? That is actually bad RNG.
Yeah, like having that many units on the bridge is really, really nasty.
Yeah, because if you use Yvonne here, that's the risk that you're running. So
Yes, Zeri lost, but he's just saving his
hello.
RNG for
How
later.
can I help you
yeah,
today?
because that was my fault, or well, partially my fault and the game's fault.
Yeah, like handling that bridge there was just really, really nasty.
Yeah, because like normally, like being able to stutter step, I don't have that because the enemy units are that close to me.
Yeah, you do have Star Step as an option to not get damaged by the V2, but that means you'll take damage from other units.
Yes.
And it will be more damage as you'll constantly stop starting with your movement, and you'll just take way more bullets. I think it's the scouts ended up dealing more damage than the trooper.
Yeah, I thought it was the troopers. But yeah, that's just the very nature of this game. Like, you will not have a good run. But, oh, we got the worst!
You're through!
Okay, yeah, this is another
This
really
is-
bad bridge.
This is actually worse.
Target neutralized.
I think, is that 3 troopers?
Yes!
Yes, it is.
Oh
That is
my
the worst
God.
bridge possible.
You're through!
This game will never let you have a good
Enemy
marathon
silent!
run,
I
will it?
see you there!
No, it's like a coffin on roller skates. Let's just put it that way. This run is a coffin on roller skates.
I don't
Yeah.
lose!
Like, every single marathon run has
You're through!
had something happen.
Looks good. Bit sketchy,
So yeah, bit sketchy, but
but the idea is that you want to launch him from behind.
Moving out.
oh, VC3 normal in a marathon run is gonna be something glorious.
Enemies
Hey,
We know how that game goes.
yes, hey, we could do another Valkyria Chronicles marathon. It's been a while. Haven't done one since 2021, and that was a lot of fun. And I had a great time. Just went well, and it was my first time actually running an event.
Yeah, and also, chatting to new people as well. With the, Doomy coming in, doing the Valkyria Chronicles 4 run. Natalon.
Oh,
What was that grenade bounce?
that
What?
that can be a bit finicky.
Coming at you.
I'm not gonna understand that grenade.
All right.
It's a bit finicky, but I swore I had it in practice.
You know how we say grenade, launches and grenade bounces make no sense? That one made absolutely zero sense to me.
Yeah.
That one even surprised me with how it functioned.
Take the stage.
That doesn't even follow my theory rule on how the grenade launchers work.
Yeah.
Either.
And you know what? I'm just going to shoot this because I could get hip AP used up.
Yeah,
Well, of course.
because the supply vehicles have an interception cone of 270 degrees. You don't want to just run by and then it snaps to you and get AP up to on its single straight bullet. It might get on you.
Yeah. But wow, yeah, like marathon runs of this game have been special. I mean,
Don't miss it.
the GDQ hotfix run. Oh man, I did get through that one, and the Valkyria marathon run, slightly better, but still a mess.
I mean, that's sort of Valkyria Chronicles 2, is it's a gift that keeps on giving with marathon runs right now.
Yeah,
uh,
but yeah,
like, something new will happen every single Valkyria 2 run that will be like, why did this happen?
I know, right?
To begin, here
Alright,
is today's news.
Right.
Come on. How can I help you today?
Hours of death. Oh,
Now we get introduced to probably one of the most frustrating enemies in the game, known as a cannon tower. These things, because of course you can't obtain them, hit very hard, but they also have an inherent height multiplier, which makes them sting even more, and yeah, that they are some of the most unpleasant enemies in the game,
Yeah.
aside from the ghost tanks.
exactly. But they have one major weakness, and those are flamethrowers, either from like your vehicle or from commandos.
I believe flamethrowers deal like a 10 times damage multiplier against them.
It's super effective.
Entering combat.
Yeah, where most critical weaknesses are 5 times, except that one mission in the game that has a 270 times multiplier.
Well, of course.
Yeah, that mission makes no sense and it's broken.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Moving out.
At least it wasn't a gunner.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah,
crisis
if
is a
that was a
turning
gun,
point.
that would have
Right,
been
bro?
nasty.
But yeah, like I said, there is no such thing as a perfect run, and you just gotta do whatever you can, and just, you try not to be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, you have to work with what the game gives you.
Yeah, like, I can go on a bit later about how this game has influenced my approach to speedrunning, and kind of the philosophy that I take in general.
Yeah, like this cannon tower, it's not dealing too much damage because it's doing its interception
I'm rolling
file,
out.
but I mean, there you go. That was just a couple of chunks of damage right there
Should I heal?
because it was hitting the rear.
No. I'm not healing.
You should be fine.
Yeah.
You might want to heal before you move, but that's your decision.
Exactly. But yeah, because that Lancer is just a bit weird, like you think you'd be in trouble, but so we have our first one. That's gonna happen. That's why we throw as many units into Area 5 as possible.
Yeah, that was probably the cannon tower firing its cannon and just getting it.
Yeah.
Because the cannon tower, it can fire anti-tank shells as well, and they hurt when they hit.
Yeah. And however, because this is an escort mission, I am actually gonna do something here. And because we are in the second half of the game, I would like to get Yvonne to a scout elite if possible.
Yeah, I feel great.
And how are we gonna do that? We can rescue a unit.
Quick, over here, hurry.
Yeah, so rescuing a unit actually gives like 1 credit to, or like 1 commendation to the
Right, let's get
credit
it done.
system.
Alright.
So that will enable Yvonne to get credits from this mission.
Alright, how are we looking here? So, on the downslope, there may be I don't see a landmine, do you?
No, I don't.
Alright, things can be a bit sketchy here, but hey.
Taking the stage.
You know what? Gonna play it safe here. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, like these gunners have some pretty nasty counterattack, or well, interception fire, should I say? They
Yeah,
can't. They.
interception fire from gunners is unrelenting to say the least. Like they will fire there for a good like 6-7 seconds at least.
Yeah. But yeah, so Buckethead went down, and yeah, I'm just gonna put my units here, and then we are gonna go all the way to the next area. So.
Yeah, typically in the APC escort missions, you want to try to clear an area every single turn.
This is actually looking really bad.
Yeah, that's gonna fall short.
You know what? I'm gonna wing it. Let's see what happens.
That Lancer's not looking. That
I-
Lancer's gonna be looking at your radiator.
Yeah, I am sorry. Like this game, like usually I will just make a cut around the corner, but you saw how those landmines were there. They were kind of where I would.
Oh, you apparently forgot a third move on turn 1.
I couldn't do anything. Alright. So we're gonna recapture the camp, and
Entering combat.
I got this.
Star.
There, I said it.
This'll be fine. This'll be fine. Like,
But I don't think we can actually like
I'm rolling out.
make enough movement for the next turn, can we?
I mean, I don't think you'll be able to finish it this turn, but
You know what? I'm just gonna play safe here. Let's do it. So, I have not gone to turn 4. I don't think this has happened before. Like, would you rather?
APC should be okay.
Would you rather go to turn 4, or would you rather risk a game over?
You might need to repair the APC before you move it.
That usually happens.
Yeah.
But man, I swear I practiced. Like you know how much I practiced this, yeah?
Yeah.
Like
Yvonne living on the slimmest amount of health there.
we should be fine.
Oh, your health is
Let's
fine.
get her done.
That's actually quite unusual to have that much health.
Okay, we got a landmine we gotta be careful about. See what. That was very messy.
Get her done. Careful.
Okay. I mean that works.
But yeah, like I
You
did
may have been able to do it in a turn 3, but you'd have to be very clean with your movement and potentially repair.
I think we did get our good marching credits, but wow, this I mean, I have run this game for a long time and there are things I have never seen before.
To begin, here is today's news.
It comes with a lot of experience of understanding how the mine collisions and collision boxes work.
Yeah. Like, this game is not easy to speedrun. It is a difficult speedrun, and I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, again, it's all about understanding how to adapt to how the game decides to be handled. If the game gives you some of the worst RNG, like that bridge where you got 3 troopers, you have to know how to handle it.
Right, and mistakes are gonna happen. Like, if you can get through this run without a game over, consider yourself lucky. And you know what? We are gonna do some swag here.
Is this old route stuff?
Yes! I'm doing this for fun. Like, part of why I like speedrunning, I just want to be a show-off. I want to look cool while going fast.
Well, I would say there is a little bit of story you miss if you play 1 and 4. If you only play 1 and 4, you do miss a little bit of story, but it's not too major because the amount of references they make to 2 and 3 is so
I see you
minimal.
there.
But yeah, you can just play 1, 2, 3, and 4 and you miss 0 story.
Alright. Okay, that's good, that's good.
However, I would say that, like, the playing order, if you want to have sort of a straight, coherent story through the entire thing, would generally be
I can take
1,
you all.
3, 4, 2.
Alright, time for the swag.
Okay.
But yeah, we got Rondell Canyon, which you may have heard this track. This game reuses a decent amount of tracks from the first game. And this is... Yeah! This game is cool. What the heck? Oh! What?
I think it's one of the gunners.
Hold on. What do you... This is what happens. I'm just gonna redo this.
Yeah.
But that was very unfortunate.
Oh, is that what the mine knocked the gunner into the camp?
I know, I think I didn't knock him out enough.
Okay.
But yeah, so that being said, we are...
Ah, Yvonne, how can I help you today?
I got this.
Yeah, this is Valkyria Chronicles 2. It's
Now we're gonna do it the actual way, and hopefully I don't mess that up.
yeah, I would. So yeah, missions can be CP perfect with how, like, precise we need everything to go. Where a CP perfect mission is no mistakes, like straight up 0 mistakes. Everything has to go as planned.
I'm rolling out.
So... And I guess this is why we don't really do that strat anymore, and just... Or... This is...
The sequels will not be played during this marathon. However, there are people that do run all of the games.
Please tell me I got this guy out of the camp.
Enemy silent.
I don't know
Yeah.
what happened there, like...
Watch and learn.
I was going to say you could have used Rainer to like shoot the
I don't lose.
to try and knock him out of the camp.
But yeah, this is what we do now. Hey, at least I got to show off, like, the landmine thing.
Yeah, the landmine, like using lances
Okay,
to clean up
let's go.
landmines it is really
Enemy
a
spotted.
nice
I
addition
see
that
one.
Valkyria
Crisis is a
Chronicles
turning
2
point.
adds.
Right, bro?
They quickly took that away in 3
And
because they knew how powerful that it would be.
sadly, they've been kind of routed out.
Yeah, Lancers have generally been routed out of the game.
Entering combat. Enemy spotted.
The only time that we end up using a Lancer is, well, if we don't have demolition boost.
Taking the
Right.
stage.
I think Lancers are generally written out the series for most runs where possible.
Yeah. Alright, and then we're gonna... Oh, you want to explain a certain mechanic next?
Okay, so
Engaging.
Valkyria, the PSP engine, this only works in the PSP
Enemy
games.
sighted.
Don't try it in 1
One,
or 4, it won't work.
3.
This is
4.
called edge interception, where for some reason intercept initiation ranges are a little bit further than the listed interception range of the listed range of a vehicle, of like a unit. Sorry, not a vehicle. So if you stand at a very precise distance, bullets will only deal 1 damage to you, and we can use that against that gunner to
Right,
make sure
let's
that
get her done.
we wait for him to fire X amount of bullets, and then we can run by to safely make it.
Go down. Taking heavy
Right.
fire.
Gonna back down a little bit.
Just
So,
in case,
Let's get her
you don't
done.
get a bloodthirsty, I guess.
yeah, you can never be too careful.
Yeah.
Go down.
So this is a 4-shot
Major
kill,
damage.
and ideally you would
Right,
get a
let's get
bloodthirsty
her
proc
done.
from Lavinia, but it doesn't always happen.
Go down. Taking heavy fire.
Alright. But yeah, so... This is stupidly precise, like... You just have enough to just back away into the wall, because if you're in range of a tank, you're just gonna get destroyed.
You will take so much damage. It is crazy.
Yeah. But we're just gonna finish off, because how much time does this waste, or how much time would the Bloodthirsty have saved? Like 15, 20 seconds?
It's like a good 10, 15,
Right,
20
let's
seconds,
get
yeah.
her done.
Yeah.
Hostile spotted.
But I think Bloodthirsty's like proc chance is
Today is
something
lost.
like 10% at most, so you get 3 rolls at it.
Wait.
At 10%.
I think did I get Bloodthirsty there almost? I swore I did.
I believe. I
Forgot.
think it may have given you Bloodthirsty.
Yeah, but we are in October, so what happened is that, the rebels took over the capital, and they've been trying to push northward. However,
To begin,
they
here
are
is
being
today's
stretched thin,
news.
and we kind of destroyed a supply line, so I guess the tide
can
is
I help you
turning,
today?
question mark?
Yeah, the tide is slowly turning, and well,
Right.
we're going to be just doing a couple more missions in October to
Alright.
unlock the
Avon A.
to unlock the story mission,
Alright,
as usual.
Alright, Avon A, Zeri B. Alright. And then Anisette F, and then Rainer H. Alright. Here we go.
So another defend mission, and this one is 6 turns. So we're going to be doing the usual strategy for a defend mission, which is stabilize the mission state and then just skip turns.
Here we go.
Entering combat. I found one.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, so there are certain enemies that will move towards the defense line and some that won't really move. And, do you think this game is going to troll me?
I mean, I would say maybe because it spawned the Ace Lancer. He does anything.
He doesn't.
With
Okay.
feeling.
Neutralize.
So yeah, there's neutralize again.
My... Ugh.
He's not in the camp. That's good.
Entering combat.
I mean, I would say it's like the true answer there is VC2. I mean, at least that engineer didn't dodge like he did 3 times in practice run we did.
Alright, you know what? What do you think? Should I take... Oh! Alright, you know what? Let's see what happened.
What went wrong, or what did you
I was supposed to kill the commando. Let's see what happens.
Eat this!
If not, it's not. Ugh.
Down
I mean,
you
you
go.
could kill them but still, right?
Yeah,
I
I'm
see you
just
there.
going to check for a vehicle over here. It just depends on what we get here.
Hostile spotted.
And we got an APC.
I'm rolling out.
Because sometimes a Lancer may show up and that can be a bit of a problem, which I can deal with, but
Enemy silent.
I'm gonna put it right here.
Right. Let's get her done.
Get her done! And then, you know, I got this.
You're gonna kill the commander.
Wait, you know what? Let me show something off. Hold on.
Okay.
Look, the run's already in the gutter. No. Nope. I had my fun.
Show you what a star can do.
You were getting the side damage from the tank and it was chucking you.
Yeah. Look, I've already had a few game overs. I'm gonna have fun here.
A little bit of fun doesn't hurt.
Like, to get like a good time by now, which I'll go into the history of this run and kind of the whole series. But like, there's a bit of history.
Okay, my
Yeah, so
turn.
the APC comes forward and Rainer just
Enemy
chews it up.
spotted.
He can eat a tank whole.
That is one of his potential lines, isn't it?
That one's down.
I think so.
Spread out! They got a beat on us!
Alright, and then, let's see here. We're gonna skip turns. We should be good.
You're in a stable state, I believe.
Yeah. Man, this game. This game,
doesn't treat anyone nicely.
like,
It knows when it's being done at a marathon, and it's like, I'm gonna use the ad hoc to detect that you're doing a marathon.
yeah,
And then just decide, yeah, but we're not gonna let you have a nice run.
yeah, exactly.
That's just how this game's always gone at marathons.
Yeah, like, you know, oh, things are going very well in practice. Things are going well whenever I do, like, a run or whatever. Marathon run! Things happen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can get into it a bit later. Once we get to November and we have 20 minutes worth of defend missions, fair warning. But here, this is going to be our last 6-turn mission, I believe. And then we have another one coming in right up. Just...
Yeah, this would be like the last 6-turn mission because you got 2 defend missions in November, and they're 8 turns, and then there's a defend mission in December, which is 9 turns.
Right.
To begin, here is today's
Right.
news.
October 2.
Ah, Avon. How can I
Right.
help you today?
The Skogul Menace. Alright. This is one where we used to use defense boost, and I think we may have temporary coding. You want to explain temporary coding?
So temporary coating is more feature bloat. Yeah, that's totally a thing in this game, where for a singular mission you can upgrade a certain class and with a specific benefit by using materials that you gain through the run. Temporary coating's generally been removed from the route, I believe, entirely. And depending on the materials you use, you get certain boosts in certain stats and
Moving out.
certain amounts
Enemy
depending on
I don't
the grade
lose.
of material you use. However, when you're doing temporary coating, if you don't know what you're mixing, you can sometimes get a debuff.
Yes.
Alright, so that happens. That's pretty random.
I don't know if with temporary coating, if the game gives you a reward for finding every combination.
No, it doesn't.
Every combination. But I know someone who did a 100% plus, like absolutely maxed save file,
Oh wow.
and they spent over 430 hours
I see.
Wow.
on their save.
Crisis is a turning point, right, bro?
Alright.
And that is,
Oh!
and that would, and with that 430 hours, when I say max percent, it's every character learning
Yes!
the potential they can get. Best weapon with every single character when necessary. Maxing the coating menu, which takes
Right.
forever.
Let's get her done. I see you there.
And just absolutely everything, and every title, because yeah, this game has titles as well,
Yeah.
which can be used in the multiplayer.
Do titles do anything?
They do nothing. It's just a cosmetic thing for your multiplayer profile, essentially.
Eat this.
Ah! I'm just having fun here. Did you see that? I whiffed!
Yes. You can whiff with the tank, which has incredible accuracy. I sometimes don't understand how that works, but
That has never happened before.
the I've always had this issue with the PSP aiming reticule where it sometimes isn't as you expect it. That's something that you always have to understand. Like, it always feels like it's a little bit further right than it actually says it is.
Let's
to
get
me.
her done.
Salty run back. For real.
Eat this.
It's sensitive.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Entering combat.
Uh,
I'll show you what a star can do.
I swear,
Well,
like I
of
said,
course.
I have not missed like that before.
Valkyria Chronicles 2 is the content when stuff goes wrong.
That's where it's truly entertaining.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, when stuff goes right, it feels good, but when stuff goes wrong and you somehow manage to recover, that is where I feel like Valkyria Chronicles truly, like, reaches its potential.
And I hope that I'm showing,
To begin,
and I hope I'm showing that
here's
here.
today's news.
Alright.
You're here.
Change class.
Yeah, that has never happened
Oh.
before Chronicles 2.
Commando.
Hey! So the Commando is actually a massive upgrade. This gives us 50 more AP
Yep.
for movement, and you might think, oh, it's only 50.
Ah, hold
You
on. How
will
can I help you
quickly
today?
feel how huge 50 AP in this game really is.
Right. Light APC. And then I am just gonna hold off on. And then, alright. And then, yeah, that should be good. Away. Because what I do is slightly different from what Doomy does. Or what Doomy
Oh, you're doing the constructor arm strat, right?
Yes. Because even a guaranteed shot can XCOM. Through that. Alright. Avon, or actually,
As I said earlier, like, this is like a nice combination between the new route and the old route being used, and constructor arm was the old route and stuff.
yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna make sure that I despawn Avon and Zeri with what I'm gonna do here. Alright, Avon. Then Zeri on standby.
Right. Let's get her
Get
done.
it in! Right, we're gonna carry, and this is gonna be the one time you're gonna see me use the APC for its intended purpose of carrying units.
Hostile spotted.
Yeah,
How are we looking?
this is, like, as I say,
Spotted.
typically the APC is a lot weaker in Valkyria Chronicles 2 compared to 3, where the APC is love, the APC is life.
Alright, that was a bit wonky, but that's kind of what happens here.
Here I come.
Alright. Alright. Alright, that I had to be careful with.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you're getting the correct prompt when you press circle there, otherwise things go bad. And things things go bad fast.
Yeah.
And this is Alias, who is the Valkyria unit of this game, but the Valkyria potential got nerfed so insanely hard that she's surprisingly balanced. She might have Valkyria as a potential, but trust me, it is balanced.
Yeah, and plus her stats and a certain potential.
Yeah, like, a lot of her potentials aren't fantastic.
And then there's one, what's it called? The one that lowers defense?
Oh, is it Solitude, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. And now...
Which, I've actually found strategies for that in 3 where she has Solitude, essentially. Where, like, lowering your defense is actually useful sometimes.
This is actually very good. The fact that I have Yvonne this early as a Scout Elite.
Yeah. And nice grenade launch.
Yes.
So Scout Elites have a movement gauge of 650, which is huge. Like, it's
Watch and learn.
crazy how big 650
I don't lose. I see you
And now
there.
we're going to do a little bit of start stepping because of a B2 unit.
I don't lose.
And then I'm gonna go for a double launch here. Hopefully.
Moving out.
We'll see what happens.
I don't lose.
I don't lose.
I don't lose.
I don't lose. How does it look? Yeah. Come on, come on, come on.
That looks okay.
Yeah!
Yeah, the engineer,
Oh, I feel good.
the fence is not in as well.
Alright, and then Anisette as a commando this early. Actually, this is the first time I've had Anisette as a commando in this route. Anisette is right here.
Taking the stage.
Yeah.
Let's attack aggressively.
Enemy spotted.
He can be quite a bit more aggressive with
No, I don't miss it.
Commando. Like, as you can see, like,
Found one.
the movement speed is huge on the Commando.
Yeah, and that's what we're mainly focused on, is
I'll
the
show you
movement.
what a star
Alright,
Yeah.
you know what? I am gonna try something here.
can do.
You know,
Oh, beautiful, you got Fearless Will activate. That means, yeah, it's definitely worth taking out Defensor with
yeah, like,
those
that,
boosts.
in a positive way, that has never happened before where I actually take out that first. It's usually the supply vehicle.
No, I
Yeah.
don't miss it.
But I just want to take advantage of the opportunity. And you know
So
what?
yeah, Anisette has ridiculous anti-personnel boosts.
I am
The
very
Fearless
happy.
Will being like, I think it's 70% in this game. It's crazy how
Yes.
good Fearless Will is.
The fact that I got a one-turn protecting water, I will take that. With everything that went on, I will take that. That's
Yeah,
really
protecting
good.
the water is like one of the nastiest missions that exist in the game.
So I'm glad I got to show that off.
To begin, here is today's
Something's got to go right. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was very, very clean for how horrible that mission can go.
Right. All right. Very important. We're gonna mod our vehicle here. We're gonna
Back
go
to a tank.
light tank B, and then we're gonna remove, and then we are gonna go with the crusher armor, and then
Make sure you've got your gun on as
Im-
well.
Imperial flag, and then yeah. All right. Everything looks good to go. It's very important that I have the Imperial sticker, because that gives us a little bit of a versus personnel boost.
Yeah. So this mission, where you need to defeat Maldron, this is one where I see a load of people using fences to just basically hack and slash against Maldron and pretend it's a Dark Souls game.
Alright, Zeri, Avon, G, what do you think? Should I use Anisette, or what do you think, because I have the opportunity?
I mean, you have Anisette, but I'd say use Zeri because you might be able to get double commando.
Fair enough. It was just a question, just because the opportunity was there and, you know, the movement. But still, scouts, the fact that I'm even thinking of this on the fly,
Yeah.
I'm always thinking. Alright, Very important, we defense boost Yvonne.
Okay, listen close. Hold
And that's
fast.
going to be a very
Hunker
important
down
setup
and
here.
defend.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic with his even higher defenses and elite as well. So
Right.
he's going to take very little
Right,
damage.
let's get her done.
Right. And then...
So the Crusher armor is just used to break these two rocks,
I see you
which
there.
gives us a fast and safe line to capture the camp that we need to in the north part of Area 4.
I see you
Actually, you
there.
know what? Let me try something real quick here. Just because
Go down.
that's going to make it a bit easier.
Yeah, that will also guarantee that if he does decide to dodge,
Got it.
you get the kill with the grenade anyway.
Yeah.
Where'd you all
This is what I was talking about.
Yeah, so Solitude is a bit unfortunate, but yeah, this will just guarantee the kill.
Yeah, it just requires really good movement with the tank.
I got one.
Target neutral.
Alright, now I'm going to focus for a little bit.
Forget it. That can't
Yeah, Ivan is just gonna run and distract Boulder.
Here we go.
Moving out.
Alright. Oh, I am so glad
I see
for...
one. Enemy
And
spotted.
explosive crates, because video game.
Yeah, as you can see, like,
What's a little blood loss?
Ivan having the defense boost and the even further height defenses of being an elite is
I'm rolling out.
huge.
Yeah. Thank you for the good luck. I will take whatever I need, considering how this run has been going.
Yep, so Boulder is hopefully going to be good.
Ah! Not a,
Uh,
not a big deal, not a big...
You've got additional...
Right, let's get her done.
See, it's finicky.
Yeah.
Go down.
He
Nice.
Wow, he didn't dodge. That's
Down you go.
This
surprising.
this has been a wild run.
Like, I think his dodge rating is like 70 or something like that. So, yeah, there was a 70% chance he dodged. And,
Yeah. The hitbox for the head is pretty small.
yeah, that worked. Okay. This game is... That was reverse RNG. Everything that we had done wrong before and got unlucky with, all brought back.
To begin, here is today's news.
Yeah. Alright.
As I'll say again, Valkyria Chronicles 2 makes content.
It does.
What brings you here?
It will never surprise me at how silly this game can get with its randomness.
Alright.
Advances must be shot. I mean, yeah, he kind of was close to He kind of was close to 2 tank shells being fired. He's fine. So the plot point after the completion of Durfin Mines. Go ahead, Wandering Mind.
Let me do my menu first. There's a lot. Alright. Alright, and then just trying to see what else here. Submachine gun. Number 7. Yeah, thankfully menuing is pretty quick here. And then let's see. Yeah, we should be good here. And then blast suit would be this one, yeah.
Yeah, blast. That's combat.
Blast
That's
suit.
the Lancer.
Kills,
That was the Lancers.
my bad. This
Our Lancers are going to be tanky. Don't worry.
they will.
You know the Lancers we use in this game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Ah,
Alright, you know what? We
how
are
can I
just
help
gonna
you today.
you know what? Let's do excavate. Let's just get these out of the way. And then I will explain the plot point because we have our second to last supply crate mission.
Yeah. So again, it's the usual supply crates. There's 2 in every area that can spawn, and hopefully we will be able to get the crates that we need.
Yeah.
I think the supply crate missions are a pretty cool addition to the series, in my opinion. It really does explore the idea of, hey, figure out what you need to do, kind of sort of thing.
With feeling.
Yeah, I see that movement.
Taking the stage.
Yeah, like having that extra 50 movement is really huge on the commandos, and what makes them probably the best unit in the game.
Yeah,
So there.
for sure. Like the flamethrower has its own category that you would need to upgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the flamethrower is broken in this game.
Alright, let me just go around
Moving
here.
out.
Like, usually, for everything that's been going on, I don't get Scout, Elite, and Commando this early. That's very unusual.
That's usually a December thing,
I'm just
isn't
getting
it?
started.
Alright, yes.
Don't run ahead of the pack.
But, yeah, that's... Or, yeah, I am going to use Defense Boost, and if I have to, I want to do it here because
Hunker down and
that
get
vehicle can hit me with APU sub, and if I need
Watch
to
and learn.
get that crate on top.
Yeah.
I don't lose. Nothing to get riled about.
So, thankfully it's pretty straightforward.
I don't lose. Nothing to get riled about.
Just enough. Then capture
Okay,
the camp
let's
here.
go.
And then I am actually gonna wait out this turn. Just with the way things are going. And then I can just clean up on turn 2.
Yeah, this is typically a 2-turn mission, which is very rare within Valkyria 2 for completing missions.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, like we did 31 missions within what, the first hour 40, and then the last 24 are just a bit longer.
Yeah. Because with a lot of missions, we try as much as possible to fit them into a single turn, but certain missions are not possible.
Alright, and this is where having a Scout Elite is gonna really help.
Yeah, this area with the Scout Elite is like just is a huge improvement.
Enemy
Of,
spotted.
like, you have so much more
Enemy spotted.
to do. It's
Please hurry. The
Huge.
enemy will wait.
really
Yeah.
This
is
is a turning
huge.
point.
Like, you see how close I am to that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go.
being so close to the box.
How many crates do I have?
Right, let's get her done.
I
Alright.
think that's like
But I see you
3.
there.
Because Anisette got 1, Zeri got 1,
But I
Avan
see you
got 1.
there. But I see you.
Yeah.
They'd still be
So, we got the worst RNG.
down. Cute. I can take
So,
you
we
on.
gotta go all the way around, which...
Right, let's get her done.
If it wasn't there in the middle, I would just back up, use Crusher Armor, and kind of go on my way, but, you know. it is-
Yeah,
Be that as it may.
Right, let's get her done.
I mean that's Valkyria Chronicles 2. You just get some unfortunate spawns with the crate
I'm rolling
missions at
out.
times.
Got it. Alright.
It's the drive of sadness when you're doing that. It's just
Yes.
like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want to explain being KO'd and how dying works in this game, or lack of dying, for that matter.
I mean, so instead of dying, your unit gets sent to the hospital, and
Yeah.
you have to pay to get them back.
To
Yeah.
begin, here is today's
Exactly.
news.
Alright.
However, what you can do is when a
How can I
unit
help you
hits the
today?
floor, you have, I believe it's 2 turns in the PSP games to make contact with them, and basically this allows you to skip the hospital fee
Yeah.
to get them back.
Huh. Alright, let me focus here real quick.
Same happens with the tank. If it's destroyed, you have to pay to get it repaired.
Alright, so this is one where we are going to break this mission with Defense Boost. Let's see.
Oh, it's this mission.
Here we go. Order. Defense boost.
Okay.
And we're
listen
gonna stutter
close.
step.
Hold fast.
And
Hunker down and defend.
I have actually been killed by stray bullets hitting the crates.
Moving
I
out.
want to be a bit careful. That has happened in other missions.
Yeah, so start stepping to avoid the V2s from ever opening fire. This is just every single time we see V2s, we just do that because why not? Very clean run.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Coming at you.
Easy. And then we're just gonna bring the tank and see what kind of RNG we get at the enemy camp. Well, hey, that gunner's not gonna make a difference. But very important is that if
I see you there.
a Vaughn was a scout veteran, I would make sure to keep that sandbag in place.
Down.
Alright.
Yeah, so
Enemy silent.
in this mission they have 3 V2 units in the base, and
Right.
that
Get her
is
done.
very not good when you're trying to run towards it. So we just use the tank with its basically guaranteed accuracy until it decides to miss, to just get rid of the V2 units, then run a Vaughn in. It should be perfectly good.
Alright.
Eat this.
Yeah, because the thing is, as accurate as the tank is right now, it's not even the most accurate. Like, it's not even a full dot. Could that be?
Yeah,
Go down.
when you get the tank
Down you
mastery
go.
potential on Lavinia, your tank basically has 100% accuracy.
Moving out.
So normally, what I would do is that if Vaughn was a scout veteran, I would just use a sandbag to just give me enough to get to the camp, because I may just have one left.
Yeah, and being a scout elite with the additional 100 movement is huge.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, so now we get the 2 defend missions back to back about 20 minutes. So I'm just want to get set up here.
Oh, you've
on.
stacked the defend
can I help
missions
you
up,
today?
okay.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna do this one first just because there's a bit more involved. Alright. Alright, so R, Avon, F, and then Alexis H, and then Morris I. Yep, that looks good to me. There is so much to keep track of as far as like placement, because how many missions does VC1 have?
I don't want to... I'm probably going to be wrong, but I think it's something like 26.
Yeah, compared to 55 here. That's twice as much.
I could be wrong. Someone in chat will probably correct me. I believe it's like 25 or so.
Yeah.
Somebody, get over here!
I see you
Twice
there.
as much to learn. Oh, okay, we got some. That's pretty bad.
Careful. They'd still be.
Usually, I would like to have that tank
I'm rolling out.
on the bridge. That happens.
Go down.
I'd say it's a little bit more than twice as much because you have to also learn all the adaptations and variations
Yes.
for sports.
This is true. Like,
Get her done.
yeah, I will get into that once.
Go down. I'm rolling out.
I'm gonna steer for just a little bit. And then we have a very specific movement that we're gonna do in the next area. So we're gonna despawn the tank.
Enemy silent.
Also, gotta love that rainbow in the background there. But anyway,
Yeah, the rainbow of Rowan-Dahl.
I'm rolling
That's
out.
the name of this location.
rainbow.
I researched that one. Just
Go down. I'm rolling out.
so yeah, we're just getting rid of the tanks.
Yeah.
Go down!
The 58 missions entirely, but for the story, for just the story of any percent, I think it's 25.
Yeah. Alright.
With all the DLC, Valkyria Chronicles 2 is 202.
Yeah. Alright, so I moved a specific way against the wall because there's going to be a unit that will come up and can easily damage. I think it's the Ace, but because of where I'm positioned, it won't be able to shoot me. I do, however, have to worry about a Lancer Elite that can do some pretty bad damage. That I am concerned about. Like, yeah.
There's the Lancer 2 scouts I saw in
Yeah,
Area 2.
You know what? Should I deal with that Lancer? I think I should.
If you want to,
Yeah.
I think you'd be okay.
You know what? I'm gonna. You know how I am. I don't trust this game.
I mean, that's the way that you always want your tank to be, I guess, Mikhail, is, like, 100% accuracy tanks is really beneficial.
And then I can just.
I'm rolling out!
Good. Alright. So that... I did that specifically. Yeah, it's just... Getting rid of that Lancer just makes things a bit safer. But, yeah, I mean, we do have another defend mission, but, like... Oh, I can kind of relax for a bit. And...
Is that the, Desert Defense, or is that
Yes.
in, December?
That's the Desert Defend. That's the longest mission, I think. In the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I'm just trying to think here. Like, I guess we could kind of go over the history of the series.
Yeah, go ahead. You've got,
Alright. Yeah.
2 missions to do it.
Alright, so you know, so Valkyria Chronicles has been around since 2008, and kind of around then, you know, going by the old SDA forums, like, people have been interested in, like, running the game, and so you had a segmented run here and there. But, so, there's Nitrodon, and Nitrodon was the first one to do, like, RTA run / single segment runs of the game, and he did a lot of the major routing work, and he was really the first major runner of the series, you know, outside of segmented, and a lot of us got in the series because of his work, and, like, because of him, like, you know, VC1 has been pushed down by a lot since then, and, like, we have a good amount of runners. And so going to VC2 has a bit of a different history, and this game came out in 2010, and I believe Ghoul02 was the first person to run this game. And I just remember just browsing Speedruns Live one day and seeing someone run this game, and I was like, oh, yay, someone's running this. And I remember looking over notes, and he asked me one day, oh, you thinking about running it? And, like, without thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to run it. Little did I know what I was getting myself into. That I, you know, using whatever notes he had and using the old run that he had, I went to work on routing this game. It took me, the original route took me like a good month or so. Like, the amount of time, like, I was in the middle of nowhere, I had nothing to do, and just going by the missions and just seeing how the run evolved. Like, my very first run was like a 5 hour and 5 minutes. And over time, I pushed it down to the point where it got to 3.5 hours-ish. And because of life and everything, I kind of put the game on the back burner. You know, I would come back to do some marathon runs. And then Alexis kind of came along. Alexis, she's like amazing at VC1. Like, I believe she has a world record on PS4 console.
Yeah, Alexis is an excellent player of the series and sort of piloted Valkyria Chronicles 4 running as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and then...
Until Doomy came along.
Yes, but yeah. But yeah, Alexis actually does have a world record for this game, but then Doomy came along and you came along and, well, this game got absolutely busted.
Yeah, flipped like completely upside down. I ended up sort of researching a quite a lot into the mechanics of the PSP engine, because as much as people love like 1 and 4, the PSP engine is such a beautiful disaster of everything that we want exists within it, such as the edge interception, such as stutter stepping. Like, it's just a beautiful mistake which causes such a glorious
It's
outcome for
yeah,
running.
yeah. Like the series has seen like it's seen like a research for Renaissance, or it's just so much has happened within the last 2 or so years.
Yeah. Like, as much as I have some qualms with the PSP engine, especially in Valkyria Chronicles 3, where there's the engineer bug that exists. That one's wild to explain. But all these techniques you see, like the stutter stepping and just all the jet and the edge interception, also work in Valkyria Chronicles 3, and in 3 we use edge interception to manipulate activation of anti-intercept, which is the best potential in the series, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which halves all interception fire, which enables us to do a speedrun on the normal difficulty for Valkyria 3, which is crazy to even think that's possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about October. So yeah, so the rebels put like some explosive in the mine, and oh, what's this? Kozat has to disarm it. Did I mention that she was colorblind?
Yeah, I believe there's like a like one of the cutscenes where in her dormitory, her room is a complete rainbow of colors because she can't see the colors, and it is like, it adds some character to understand, oh wait, that's why she can't see what her room looks like, because she's colorblind.
Yeah, and she gets her color back as she's defusing a bomb. This game.
Yeah, and then after you complete the October mission, she unlocks her true potential, Beautiful World, which gives her the chance for a second action, and makes her into either a killing machine or an excellent engineer.
Yeah, or as I like to call her, the Angel of Death. She giveth and taketh away.
Yeah, I personally just like using Lin because, hey, Hard Worker is great.
Enemy sighted.
You don't rely on it, but when it activates, it's
I
fantastic.
shan't lose.
Alright, alright, we should be good. Yeah, so Sandstorm.
So, Sandstorm, this is a weather condition that I believe it passes every other turn,
Yes.
if I'm correct.
Alright, how does it look? Yeah, alright.
And what Sandstorm does is it just completely nukes your accuracy. Like, trying to aim in Sandstorm is horrible. I believe it cuts your accuracy by half.
Yeah.
And it makes it, even if you're like high leveled, your bullets go everywhere.
Exactly. But yeah.
However, even though this is a defend mission, I believe Doomy figured out a route where you can actually kill everything, and it's like a little bit quicker if you kill everything, but you need to have optimal spawns for
Right.
that. Doomy would correct that in chat if I'm incorrect.
I am forever thankful for Doomy rerouting this mission, because I remember way back when, like, this mission gave me so much trouble and just trying different things, and I had huge shout out to Doomy for doing a new route, because it's really got me motivated to run this game again.
Yeah, the new route's generally like much more stable as well. Like, just everything is generally a little better.
Yeah, for sure. And I picked up this game in 2014, so almost 10 years. I mean, there were some breaks in between, but like the fact that I'm able to react and, improvise, like, I think a lot of it comes from me, like doing the original route and the amount of times that I've run and practiced this. And I feel like more than getting things right, it's being able to react and being able to adjust is the mark of a great runner of this game.
Yeah, I'd say like the PSP games specifically are more aligned to being, can you adapt? Because you have to deal with all the random spawns.
Yeah.
If you're unable to adapt, this game will definitely like kick you down.
Yes, it will bring on the pain. But yeah, like I'm just trying to think because there's so much, and it's just now that I have time to just think. Because if I pause and hesitate, I'll mess something up, and I'm trying to avoid that as much as things are going wrong. But yeah, I can't believe it's been nearly 10 years, and this was actually the first speedrun I ever finished. And I picked an incredibly difficult game to do. Like, there are much easier speed games, but I feel like it taught me a lot, as far as speedrunning goes. Like, just being able to come up with strats, the importance of practice. When things go wrong, they will go wrong, and, having backup strats, knowing when to play it safe. The whole risk and reward thing, and just... sometimes you just gotta finish a run. As important that resetting may be, just finishing a run just really gives you a big picture. And I know this is pretty basic stuff, but for someone like me starting out, this game really taught me a lot.
Yeah, I remember, I think everyone will always remember the first game that they pick up to run. Like, for you, it's Valkyria Chronicles 2. For me, it's a little-known game on the PS1 called Hogs of War. To me, I always resonated with that game as a child. In the current era, it's not the most PG game, I guess, with some of the voice lines, but it's basically 3D Worms but done right, is the way I would describe that game.
Well said.
For those that enjoy like the Worms games, it's 3D Worms done right.
Yeah.
And I believe that game is getting a remake, which is, to me, is just crazy.
Oh yeah, so Zephyr Whisper said, remember a conversation we had years ago, Wandering? It doesn't matter if the train is on fire, missing wagons, or riddled with bullets, as long as it makes it to the destination. That
sounds like this run. That definitely does sound like this run. It's making it. It might need a little bit of repair, but we'll repair it after the run is done.
Some killings, the plot of Bakuno may have happened within the train, but the train got there.
Hey, someone saying a line from Hogs of War. Shoutouts.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to you.
Yeah. But yeah, so the third game, even though it never got an official release in the West, I mean, it did get a fan translation and people did pick up the game, so huge shout out to Nadalom, like friend of the community, and just really the first one who really grabbed the game.
Yeah, while the translation patch for Valkyria Chronicles 3 is not perfect, like, I mean, the front and rear defenses are incorrectly labeled. That's just one of the first steps of how sometimes dysfunctional that translation patch is. We do allow people to run on the translation patch, so you don't have to learn Japanese or learn contextual menus and positions. We allow people to run with it.
Yeah. And I actually did, while I did nowhere near as much routing work for 3 as I did for 2, I did work in the APC, because in place of the tank being kind of nerfed, the APC just really goes on, and it's absolutely broken, and that's kind of my main contribution, is just seeing where the APC would work. But
yeah, a lot of the APC work in the third game mostly comes down to how you can see in Valkyria Chronicles 2 right now, every map is a box.
Yes.
In the third game, they made maps which can be twice as wide or twice as long in height, but also halved in the other dimension that got extended. And that's where the APC absolutely shines, is in those long maps.
Yeah, for sure. And then the fourth game, which I'm not so familiar with.
I'm familiar enough with the fourth game. Yeah, the APC just rules that game.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
it kind of ruins it because
Yeah, kill the route, ruin the game. Yeah, because Doomy has absolutely broken the series. Like, huge shout out to him.
yeah. Additionally, like with the fourth game, level 1 got routed, which level 1 is kind of accidentally my doing in that game because I found the skip in the final mission that saves 12.5 minutes. Or a method to do the skip in the final mission at level 1.
Yeah.
And then level 1's only like 10 minutes slower.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool how level 1 got routed. And then I believe Topaz was like, I'm gonna level 1 route the first game, and that's a game where you don't have defense boost in level 1. So stuff gets very wild, but it's really cool that any percent for the games is done, but people are now looking into restricted runs of the game.
Yeah.
I remember in one of the 12-hour challenges, I am familiar with the series at level 1, but I was like, I want to learn the level 1 route for Valkyria Chronicles 4, and within the 12 hours, I took about 5 hours of just watching Doomy's video that he has for level 1, took all the information in, and did a single... It wasn't single segment because I had to take some hand breaks back then, but I managed to complete a run of that game in about, I think it was 4 hours and 15 minutes or so, with 2 breaks that I did pause the timer.
Lexus C, and then Joaquin. Oh, you want to explain this mission?
Which one's this? Oh, the aqueduct.
Yes, blasting the aqueduct. So the rebels are on
Yeah.
the retreat. We took back the capital, and well, the rebels are putting up some resistance. So what's Zeri gonna do? He's gonna be the man, and he's going in by himself, and he's gonna blow up the aqueduct, and just wipe away all these rebels.
Yeah, so the objective of this mission is to run Zeri to the goal point in Area 3, but you may notice that the Area 2 and 3 are disconnected from the other 2 areas in the map. All we have to do is get Zeri to the end, but we also have to defend 2 camps in the other 2 areas. If either of those camps gets taken, it's a mission over. Oh, that's a nasty mine placement.
I think it's always there. Because the story missions.
I know there's 4 spawn points that connects us there.
Yes, because on VC2 the story missions have fixed placement. In the third game, not so much.
Yeah, it's each individual area in each mission has sort of is flagged as fixed spawns or non-fixed spawns. But in VC2, I believe it's all story missions have fixed spawns.
Correct. Alright, and now this is why we're gonna put 4, because it's gonna be pretty brutal. 1.
Yeah, don't worry, it's just a scratch.
Just a scratch! Yes.
Yeah.
But yes.
So we just stuff Area 5 because the tank name, which chat can have a little bit of fun with, the Gyrolol, I believe, or is it Gyrolol?
I'm not going to No, I'm not going there.
But essentially that tank will just... It has very good accuracy and will just blast anything that we put there. So yeah, chat can have fun with the name of that tank.
Yeah. But yeah, we have another defend mission, so I could kind of finish off like with the history of the series, because for a game that may not have the largest community, we have enough people now that we do have a community. I just remember when it was just a handful of people, when it was just a Skype chat.
Yeah, like we are a very welcoming community. For those that want to learn the game, we do have route notes that are available. I believe some of the games we even have practice saves that we can hand out.
Yeah.
We're very, very open to helping. I'm not sure how that works with Valkyria
begin,
Chronicles 1 on
here is
PS4
today's
because I
news.
think saves are profile locked.
I've been
But
waiting.
we are very, very open. As I say, for the PSP games, we do allow emulator runs. I believe we
Welcome to R&D.
do require
Make yourself at
FPS
home.
to be shown though. That's a thing that we've talked about a little bit.
Yeah. Right. And then mod vehicle, constructor arm, I believe, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's the constructor arm. You did equip Avan with the ailment uniform, right?
I will do that.
Avon,
Yeah.
how can I help you today?
But that's going to be very important.
Yes, so the element uniforms do have a lower defense rating, but they essentially prevent you from getting stuff like AP usage up, defense down, like any status ailment generally is like almost impossible to get affected by. I'm not going to say it is impossible, but essentially you trade off defense for ailment defenses.
Fair enough.
That was weird. The map took a while to load in. You've seen the blue bar at the bottom.
That happens. So if we're lucky, we may only have one tank to deal with. Usually it's two. I think we actually got lucky here.
You remember that Valkyria Chronicles 1 getting its PC release made interception insane?
Yeah.
Yes, that is quite a known issue with the series. Is that quite a lot of the physics are tied to frame rate. So certain things that are coded to specifically 30 FPS will very much misbehave when played at 60. However, the fourth game has fixed almost everything. There's still a couple wonky things with frame rate behaviors in the fourth game, but generally it's much more stable to play at high frame rates, to the point where Valkyria Chronicles 4 is ran at an uncapped frame rate, because for some reason it affects the loading screens. I'm not going to dive much deeper than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The game doesn't care if it's loaded to a hard drive or an SSD. Your frame rate decides your loading times.
Yeah. But yeah, like I know VC4, like, you know, we've had a few runners, like, including Doomy, and we've also had Topaz and then Cardis, I believe.
Yeah, Cartis has picked it up. I'm very familiar with the run myself, even though I haven't done a real-time run of it. But that's part of speedrunning. Not everyone runs the game.
Right.
There's people that are very knowledgeable about the games, but they just don't run them for reasons.
Yeah. Exactly, like... But yeah, I mean, we have people who people helped out in some form or another. And
yeah, speedrunning is a community effort of people that discover things, routers, runners, and then the runners get to have the friendly competition. Like I have seen 0 people within the Valkyria Chronicles speedrunning community that have had dislike with each other. It's just been, hey, someone got a new world record? Well done. And so all been a community, like a supportive community.
Yeah. So, yeah, quick aside. So, because of Beyond the Floodgate, should I do that next?
If
Or
you want to.
Well, actually,
I know that's like one of the frustrating missions.
You know what? Because I already have Yvonne as a scout elite, I'm just gonna put it off.
Here is today's
I want to be
news.
dramatic.
Yeah, Beyond the Floodgate is
How can I help you
quite notorious for being one of the most scary missions.
Oh, it's the scariest.
The game?
Yeah, I think so. Like, more than... Now, let me just focus here for just a moment here. Alright, and then Anisette. I could use Anisette, but you know what? We're gonna use Joachim, right? Yeah. Actually, that's gonna make things a bit easier, but I have a cannon tower I gotta deal with.
Yeah.
And I did equip the constructor arm.
Yes, you did.
Alright. But yeah. And then, alright, I'm just gonna go first here and just see what I get. Alright, looks like we do get one right here, and we use an armor tech so because they can actually tank the damage.
Yeah, armor techs are just damage sponges. They will take minimal damage from absolutely everything that hits them.
Alright. Yeah, and we use like, what was it called where it just does 1 damage? What was the name of it?
Edge interception, or
Right.
I believe the website that I read up a little bit on it from the Japanese community called it Intercept 1, which it basically conveys the same thing.
Not a big deal, not a big deal. Alright, let's see what happens here. You know what, I'm just gonna go with the tank here. See what we get.
Right, let's get her
Yeah.
done. All right, kids.
With a lot of the crate collection missions, it's finding out which crates exist in the areas.
Yeah, because Yvonne is a scout elite.
Hostile spotted.
Oh god, you have got to be kidding me.
They'd still be.
What do you think? Should I YOLO or move the tank?
Go for it, you got this.
YOLO!
Taking the stage.
I mean, you're a commando, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Woo!
I'll show you what a star
Oh,
can do.
what a rush!
Commandos are OP. What do I have to say?
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, like, especially with the 50 AP, it allows a bit more mistake in your movement as well, but
I see one.
the commando defense boost there really is incredible.
Alright, did I do this? Yes!
Okay, nice grenade launch and capture of the camp, and then it straight into the box.
Yes.
All
Alright.
in a single CP as well.
Which is very good.
Watch
Yep.
and learn. I see you. I don't lose.
Huh.
I see you. Nothing to get wrong.
I'll
And
take
there we go.
But yes,
That was clean.
that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was clean. With Joachim, you could have gone over the sandbag, but it's not much.
Not much. You know what? We're gonna do counter-offensive next, and this one is a bit fun because of the way the AI works.
Yeah, some of the AI manipulations are actually really bizarre in how they function in the PSP games. So the areas might not exactly be connected, but they do have some sort of exact position in sort of an overall existing area, and sometimes the AI will just aim towards someone in a completely different area because that's where they're looking. Doomy can explain this a little bit more because he knows more about how it functions. But if you ever see AI looking towards walls and stuff, that's what's
Watch and
happening.
learn. I'm in top form.
Alright. Yeah, I got a grenade launch, which should be pretty easy. Man, these voices, you just hear it over and over.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you just blank it out entirely.
Yes. Alright, so...
Yeah.
I don't lose.
Alright, so I have a kind of a specific one that I'm doing here. Alright, gonna look at the texture. That should be good. Yes.
Watch for that defense icon. Yep.
That's very good.
They took our camp. Please, we need backup.
You know what? I am going to just use a tank.
Right, let's get her done.
I'm going to use Anisette, I guess.
Hostile spotted.
Uh.
Hostile spotted.
Yeah, and then we can just block
Go down.
the turret, block the bunker.
Yeah, blocking the bunker is really useful because, well, as I'll say, we don't get access to the bunker as a tool, so for some reason its damage is just completely just
Down you
bonkers.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna use Anisette. But yeah, so the next mission, oh, it's gonna be a doozy. Loof will explain a lot, and I got this. Yeah,
Yeah, as you saw, like that bunker, as Wandering Mind was just running by, got a couple bullets on Anisette and drained a load of health.
yes.
Now, on to the next.
That's just bunkers being
Okay, let's
incredibly dangerous in this game.
Yeah, they are downright deadly. And then there should be a landmine I gotta watch out for usually. No, there's not one. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think here because once we get
The damage is bunkers.
the damage is bonkers. It's bonkers. Ugh! Yeah, so
I like that one, yeah. The
Yeah.
damage is just through the roof with the units that we do not get access to.
yeah. Oh my god. But
And that's the lightning storm effect going on there.
yeah. But yeah, once we get into Beyond the Floodgate, like it's like this, like the end game is just full throttle.
Yeah, Beyond the Floodgate, I would say is one of the worst. Well, when I say worst,
It's the worst for me.
it's nasty. It's a nasty mission. I can actually find some fun in it playing casually, but doing the speed route is not fun.
Yeah, like as I always like to say, like this game will try to kill you whenever possible, but this time it is out for blood.
Eat this!
Yeah. And that hit just his body, I guess.
Yeah, like it can be very finicky because you don't really see much. Like you just see a blur,
Down you go.
Yeah.
and from that far away.
It's a couple pixels you're aiming at due to the PSP resolution being 480 by 272. That is not 16 by 9
Yeah.
because they decided 2 additional pixels would be a funny joke.
Yes. But yeah, like eventually, like I want to do a shout out, shout out some names eventually. But well, no, once we get past Beyond the Floodgate, we can do that.
Yeah.
Because
after that, it's just the final 3 missions are just quick.
Yeah. But yeah, so Beyond the Floodgate, like I did every mission I could in this game when I first played it. Like I just remember I was just out of college and just was at the right place at the right time, and the game just hooked me. And so Beyond the Floodgate was the one mission I could not do on my first run through. Like I had to wait until I beat the game. It gave me that trouble, and then routing this game
To begin,
also gave me trouble.
here's
And
today's news. Avon. How
you
can
get
I
it from
help
here.
you
I'm gonna
today?
take my headphones off.
Yeah.
Wish me luck.
So this is definitely a mission where, with this strategy that is being used, you need to pay attention. Like, if you can deal with stutter stepping just by pure sound effects, like no visual cue from V2s, this mission shouldn't be too bad, but you need to make sure you are on point with how you are working with the mission. And reading the notes for this mission, it's 6 lines because it is really needs that amount of detail. So for turn 1, all that we'll do is we'll skip the turn. We're doing something called CP stacking, to where we can have a bunch of CP for a single massive movement in turn 2. And that might not seem like the wisest idea as we're doing an escort mission, but trust me, we need all that CP. While it is possible to complete this mission a little bit quicker, it gets stupidly risky if you're not CP stacking.
Okay, listen close.
So,
Hold fast.
Ivan is getting a defense boost, or I believe it's Ivan gets one. Yeah, Ivan's getting the defense boost, and is despawned to then send into Area 4.
Moving out.
And what we need to do is we need to hit the switch that is in this area. And we need the defense boost because the gunner here, the APC, if we weren't using defense boost, we would be taking tons and tons of damage.
Enemy spotted.
So we just have to start a step across this bridge.
A crisis is a turning point, right, bro?
That was really good.
Enemy spotted.
And then we ninja around the landmine. And we ninja back around. And then just a safety heal. So yeah, if you did not have the defense boost, that gunner and APC would
I see one.
absolutely tear you apart.
There's not much here to provide cover.
And then the grenade launch out of the can. Yeah, it's a lot easier with Elite. Veteran is
On to the next objective.
not fun to do it with. Then in Area 5, we're sending out Zeri, and we're start stepping again past the V2.
I don't lose.
That was really, really clean though.
Forget it. That camp's lost.
Entering combat.
Then Anisette is going to also be start stepping, and this is to basically link the camps that we're going to be needing to progress the mission.
Well, of course.
That's the stuff. Keep pushing them back.
Yeah, okay, sure. All right, all right, all right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Fire! Fire!
So we're keen coming out here to completely distract the B2
Don't chase them too deep.
and to clear up some mines that can also appear.
Negligence can be lethal out there. Stay sharp.
And then, of course, capture the camp.
I'm on the
This is what arm attacks are really, really good for, is staving off hits from V2s.
We might actually be able to win this.
Right, let's get her
And now
done.
we'll be driving the APC into
Watch your
that area.
I'm rolling out.
And we'll also be clearing this area at the same time.
Over here, buddy.
I'm rolling out.
Ahead. Yes.
Right, let's get her done.
That was excellently executed turn in Beyond the Floodgate. That mission that can go horribly wrong. And now that we've got the APC into Area 5, all that we can do on turn 3 is to just drive it to the end.
I'm rolling out. I see you there. I'm rolling out.
That mission is tense to watch.
Yeah, like, that's the only... Yeah, that was beautiful. That was
You couldn't ask for a cleaner beyond the Floodgate there.
It was immaculate.
Yeah.
Now we are in the end game, and it's going to go by very quickly. So we are fighting Dirk. We're going to kill him very quickly. We're going to get on a ship. We're going to destroy some stuff pretty quickly. We're going to fight Baldrin very quickly.
Yeah. Basically, this is the tank carries the game section. Like, you thought the tank was carrying the game back then. Now the tank is going to carry the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like, there's a bunch of stuff. I forgot how this mission is done casually, because...
Oh, the way that they want you to do this mission casually is actually horrendous. So they want you to be, like, spawn in the other area, and they want you to capture the camps and sort of get around. Like, they want you to, I think it's like in Area 5 or so, or like Area 5 and Area 4. But they actually put landmines around the camps that link to this Area 3, which is just like disgusting. But we exploit Dirk's weakness being stutter stepping.
Yeah, and I just took it risky because he can hit you really hard.
Yeah, his damage output is kinda nuts. I think it's like 120 in the interception file. But yeah, Dirk's. Will he block? No. Yeah, there you go. That's Dirk done.
All right, so now we got our second last mission where we defeated Dirk, and Yvonne made his peace with Leon, and we are going on a boat, and we are going to destroy some heat sinks, and we're going to do the one major sequence break in the game, and hopefully I get it.
Yeah, this sequence break saves like a minute or so.
Yes.
Because they want you to press a button so you can access the area that, well, we're going to not be accessing. By being in a very specific location, you can hit one of the heat sinks that they want you to take an infantry unit to. But because of the tank being so high, we can actually get a fairly clean angle on the heatsink we'll be destroying with it.
Yeah, it can be a bit tricky, but let's see. Just give me a moment. I'll be quiet for a moment.
Right, let's get her done. Go down.
And that
That's
was
the shot.
the Wander shot.
Silent.
Yeah.
God, I'm proud of that name.
Moving out.
Wander shot!
I was looking for that in my casual playthrough and I could not get it.
Nothing to get wild about. I see you there.
But yeah, that shot is saves over a minute. You don't have to press the button to open the door to get into that area anymore.
Okay, my turn. I see one.
Oh, no worries.
Ooh.
No worries, I got this. No. It's fine, I got this. That was a bit awkward.
Yeah, Anisette's got this.
But we did get the Wander shot.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, and that is actually why you want to use... Yeah, that it just... Don't, you kind of forget that these units, the heavy scouts can hit hard.
Combat.
Yeah.
Enemy sighted.
Shoot, okay, not a problem. This nerves, that's... Alright. But anyway, so...
Okay.
We need Yvonne to press a button to open the gate to reach the final radiator.
Watch over me, Leon.
Yeah. But...
And Yvonne being Scout Elite makes this no trouble whatsoever.
Yeah, and hey, we already have our Lancer out, and what are fences? Fences are an illusion.
Yeah, fences are just a suggestion.
Our progress.
And he decides to activate Focused Breach as well.
Yeah, we are on our final mission, so Baldrin isn't going down without a fight, and he makes himself into an artificial Valkyria. And we are gonna, he has a heat sink on his back, we're gonna destroy it, and we're gonna kill him dead.
Yeah, he also decides like solar power panel, like solar power is like enough
To
to
begin,
power him
here is
apparently.
today's
So
Yeah.
news.
But, yeah, just trying to think here. Should we do our shoutouts or wait until after? Because there's not much left.
I mean, you can start them now.
Alright.
This mission isn't too horrible to
Right.
deal with.
Yeah, it's just sometimes talking. As you, yeah, like, you've been a huge help. Like, shoutouts to you. I mean, you have been a major help, and like the amount that I've learned from you, it's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it just comes from looking at the game in a different way, and that's how a lot of games change, is someone looks at it in a slightly different way, and stuff happens.
Yeah.
Stuff gets found.
But yeah, and then I want to give a shout out to, yeah, we had a decent amount of VC1 runners. I mean, Molotov/EA Marsha did an amazing segmented run on the PS3 version. It's on Speed Demos Archives, and it still holds up very well today.
Yeah.
Enemy sighted.
I'd like to give a shout out to Doomy. He's just torn the series apart, like 2, 3, and 4. 1, not so much, because 1 has a lot of, it's been around for so long.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Topaz for looking at doing the
Occupation confirmed.
Crest of Galia run for Valkyria 1 soon.
Moving out.
Yeah.
The all missions, all A ranks.
I
Alexis for just being, well, absolutely a monster in the first 2 games. Like,
Yeah.
there's no one better than how hard she can grind those games.
Yeah, and there were a lot of people too, like Aeon Frodo just really pushed the game far with the what was it? Console, was it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or PC.
PS4.
PS4, yeah. Like, she's done a lot of work, and like, you know, like we've had other runners like PX, I did mention Nitrodon, who is really the first also, get ready on time soon. Alright, wait for it, and get ready. Time. Looks like
And
school
there we go.
just got out. Oh yeah! Had to get in that one-liner.
355.16.
Wow, I was underestimate! Yes!
For everything that went wrong, it was underestimate.
Can I show off the cutscene real quick?
Do we have time for that, High Spirits, or anyone else?
Look! There's the signal!
It's only a minute or so.
This is it. Everybody
Yeah,
ready to pull?
we're not going to go through the
All
credits
together
because you can't skip
now.
them.
Right, but yeah, so I'm just trying to think of who else. But yeah, so PX, Offie/the end. Yeah, like
everyone in the community is fantastic.
yeah, huge shout out to Alpine for being a huge source of motivation, and for we worked on this really in-depth upgrade R&D spreadsheet, which I gotta share somewhere. It's an amazing resource, and but yeah, I mean, we did mention a lot of people, didn't we? And I mean, we are a welcoming community. We are a whole dedicated bunch, and you know, we're always happy to accept.
Yeah.
We're always happy to have new runners.
Yeah, and we like keeping the PSP games accessible, so if you want to jump on the games, emulator is perfectly fine. It's just that we figure out these games aren't accessible, especially the third one. Like,
Yeah.
not many people are going to have the hardware to stream that game, so
Yeah.
we're just like, emulator,
Yeah. And,
translation patch.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, one final word. So, like, I learned this run. I learned a new
We're here
route
today
within like
to
4
celebrate
or
your
so weeks.
graduation.
This was a huge monumental
Thinking
task,
back over the
especially
year
with
we've
everything
spent
going on and
together,
getting a run ready for
and
another
experience
marathon.
all that's
The
happened.
fact that I even showed this off as well as I did, and the fact that I got underestimated, even with all the mistakes. I
But
mean,
all
this
things,
is a
both
very good
good and
showcase
bad,
of what
must
VC2 is
eventually
all
come
about.
to an end.
And I hope you
Like
enjoy this
seeds
run.
carried off
Gonna
on a
take it
warm
easy.
spring
I'm gonna
wind.
enjoy the
Each
other
of you will
runs and
venture out into the
hope you
world
enjoy the
and find
rest
a
of the marathon
place
as
of your
well.
own.
And
Though that's as
Luke,
it should be.
Thank
I
you
can't
so
help
much for
but
being on
feel our
commentary.
parting
You
is
did a great help, and it's great to be
Going miss
around.
you.
It's
As
always
you
great
begin the
to
next chapter
commentate
of your
again,
lives,
and
could
especially
not
with a
have asked
series
for a
that
finer day
I've really
to make our
enjoyed for
farewells.
such a long time.
Yes, fortune has smiled upon us.
Yo, Teach! Hey, that's enough.